1 year ago last season, Jacksonville and St. Clair County were playing for a spot in the 5A playoffs as the number 4 seed out of Region 6. But a year later, Jacksonville and St. Clair County are playing for a potential first-round home game out of Region 6 in Class 5A. It's a critical late-season matchup between the Golden Eagles of Jacksonville and the Fighting Saints of St. Clair County. From Mickey Venable Field in Odenville, Alabama, just about an extra point shy of the campus of St. Clair County High School, we welcome you into the FNN High School Football Game of the Week and, of course, our countdown to kickoff presented, as always, by Bama Sheds. A happy game day wherever you're watching us from a crisp fall evening here in St. Clair County. James Hardy with you, along with Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, then along the sidelines. We'll also hear from Jackson New, Jim Jacobs, and, of course, the rest of our FNN crew with you. And, Eddie, we had a very, very exciting contest last week at Alexandria with the Valley Cubs clinching a first-round home game in the Class 4A playoffs, and similar stakes on the line tonight in Class 5A for both Jacksonville and St. Clair County. And as far as these two teams, I think most people thought that this would not be the case tonight for Jacksonville and St. Clair County. One of these two teams will have a home game in 2 weeks in the playoffs.
Well, absolutely. I think you're going to see much more of the same from last week between Alexandria and Cherokee County, but both of these teams are battling for a home game, a playoff game, and, it's going to be tough out there.
A battle of contrast, of course, with St. Clair County. They like to throw the ball around the field to their outstanding core of wide receivers, including Josh Douthard, that just might be the top athlete, especially at wide receiver in Class 5A and arguably in the state of Alabama. And as far as Coach Jeremy Sullivan is concerned, this may be one of the best offenses and certainly a best passing attacks in groups of wide receivers that Jacksonville will have faced all season long.
Well, I definitely think they're going to throw it around because that's part of their philosophy, part of their style. That's what they do, but they're definitely going to have to establish the run tonight as well.
And then for St. Clair County, already a historic season for them. They've tied for the winningest season already in program history. This will be their first postseason appearance since 2017 under our very own Matt Glover, who took them to the semifinals that particular season. And, Eddie, if they come up with a victory tonight here at home, they will set a new program record for single-season wins.
Well, they have that as motivation, and as well, they're playing at home. And then in addition to that, they took a lopsided loss last year. So, St. Clair has a lot to fight for, a lot of motivation.
And then Jacksonville, this has been a better-than-expected season, especially against one of the toughest schedules in Class 5A. You look at their non-region schedule, and their combined opponents 22-11 is relative to their non-region opponents, and you put that on top of a very balanced region, especially 1 through 4. And this has been an outstanding coaching job in his first season for Jeremy Sullivan as we take a look at the notebook for both teams. And as Eddie mentioned, St. Clair County fell at Jacksonville 45-21 almost exactly 1 year ago. Jacksonville, their last region title came in 2019. Jacksonville 5-3 coming into tonight. St. Clair County 7-1 overall. And then for Jacksonville, they're just 3 wins shy of 450 wins as a program. And for Jacksonville, this would be definitely a big foundational boost for Coach Jeremy Sullivan if they can go on the road and pull out a win at a very talented St. Clair County squad.
Well, James, I'm going to tell you what Coach Sullivan is using for motivation. The common denominator is the team Moody. And, of course, when you look at those two games, Moody County defeated St. Clair County pretty handily, but the score in Jacksonville was not indicative of that game. So he's telling those guys, hey, if you compare the two teams against the top dog, I think we're the better team.
And then last week over in Alexandria, one of the best games we've seen in years, back and forth between Cherokee County and Alexandria as the two teams went right down to the wire. And one of the most exciting finishes you would have found anywhere across the state of Alabama last week as Alexandria was able to get across the finish line with a dramatic victory. Game tonight, Class 4A Region 6, both of these teams with just one region loss on the season, both coming to Anniston. Here's an onside kick, a loose ball, a fight for it, And Alexandria says they have it. And first down the 13-yard line. Griffith with Woods alongside him. Play fake. Woods goes toward Mosley and gets him. Clock stops right at 4 to go until we reach halftime. Wheeler, fade pass far side, and well defended but caught by Morris as he goes in for the touchdown.
MJ
for Cherokee County this year. Woods, lots of running room on the left side as he's on the move down the sideline as he lowers his head inside the shot as that goes toward Morris at the 20. Looks to reverse it to the near side. Loses the football as Cherokee County comes up with it. Here's the play action. Griffith on the roll. Now throws one-on-one coverage and underthrown and looks as if intercepted. Here's the play action. Griffith on the roll. Now throws one-on-one coverage and underthrown and looks as if intercepted. Play action as Wheeler goes down the field into double coverage and Morris makes the catch at the 20, reverses field, sees the end zone in sight, and he scores.
MJ Morris, are you kidding me, mama?
Woods back in at tailback. Finds room off the left side, and no worries, money in the bank for Cherokee. Jet sweep handoff, Beeson turns it upfield. He's on his way at the 30. And wrapped up and finally taken down in on play action. Goes over the middle and intercepted. Intercepted by Black, the linebacker. As that is the second room off the left side. Cuts it up the middle. He could go. And he breaks free for the touchdown. Hey, Keyshawn Woods says, don't worry, guys. I got this from 37 yards out.
I mean, come on, man. What else? I mean, what?
Here's the flea flicker as Wheeler goes up top. Double coverage and still caught at the 40-yard line for the first down.
And that clock slowly winding down.
Wheeler under center. Gives off to Beeson off the right side. Breaks a tackle and he's in for the... Here's Griffith back to throw. He goes over the middle and that's intercepted. Intercepted by Beeson as he sees the end zone inside, breaks a tackle, and he goes in for the score.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Built tough, built fast, backed by Bama Sheds. You can find Bama Sheds online at BamaSheds.com. They present our countdown to kickoff. James Hardy, Coach Eddie Bullock, along with Shasta Jones, Jackson New, Jim Jacobs, and the rest of our FNN crew. As we're less than 20 minutes away from toe meeting leather for Jacksonville and St. Clair County, one of these two teams will be hosting a first-round Class 5A playoff game in a couple of weeks. The other will be going on the road to the Birmingham area for a first-round game. And for across the state of Alabama, so let's bring in our own Jim Jacobs. A lot of teams, this is really their final opportunity to try and shore up their resume for the postseason.
Boy, and there are a lot of big games on tap tonight to be this late in the season. Well, let's get started with our big ones. And this one is big time for Pell City. Not so much for Central Clay County, Eddie. The hay's in the barn for Coach Danny Horn. But Pell City could really use this in a tiebreaker scenario with Oxford and Mountain Brook.
Absolutely, and that's what you want. I mean, you want to try to make sure you get those non-region games because they always help out. You know, and Pell City is playing great, but I don't know if they're playing great enough to beat the Horn on the road. So I'm going with Danny Horn on the road. I think Central Clay gets it done on the road.
All right, let's get Shasta in here and go ahead and get her pick, so she's not feeling like she's left to last.
Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. You know what? I got to agree with Coach Bullock. I can't go against Coach Horn. Got to go with Clay Central.
And I agree. I can't go against the GOAT. I got to go with Danny Horn and the Vols.
So you're calling taillights on Central Clay County, right?
I definitely am.
James, you get to finish this up.
This is an interesting game. I think this is an opportunity for a statement game for Pell City at home to kind of build their program under Nick Gentry. And I'm going to go out on the limb and pick the home team in Pell City tonight.
You know, I don't think that's a bad pick, but I just can't go against Danny Horn. I'm like everybody else in this deal. All right, up next, Cherokee County at Asheville. This would be a huge upset if it took place tonight, guys. Cherokee County, of course, lost a couple, Anniston, Alexandria. They're biting on third place right now, but Eddie, Asheville has emerged big time this year under their new head coach.
Absolutely. Can you say the word trap? I think if Cherokee County go in and they disregard what kind of team Asheville have, they could get beat. However, if they play their game, I think Cherokee County is the better team, and I think they can get it done on the road.
I think Cherokee County needs to treat this like a dress rehearsal for the first round going on the road. This is their final regular season game before the playoffs. I like Cherokee County tonight.
Yeah, Little Birdie has told me that Good Hope awaits the Warriors in the first round on the road, and, of course, they know one another pretty well. I'm going to go with Cherokee County. I think Jacob Kelly is going to have them ready, but don't be surprised. Shasta?
I got to agree with you all and go with Cherokee County for this one.
I got to agree as well. I got to go with Coach Kelly and the Warriors to get the win.
All right, next up on our big ones, Ohatchee at Sax. There's a couple of teams, Eddie, that really just need something good to happen to either one of them.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm just going to make this one quick. My heart with Coach Feld at Sax, but I just think Ohatchee going to beat them.
What's that boy's name?
Tuio Losega. I think he gets it done tonight on the road and sends Ohatchee off as far as the end of the regular season on a good note.
Yeah, I think so, too. I like the Indians on this one. Shasta?
I've got to agree with you guys again and go with the Indians for this one.
I got to agree as well. I got to go with Ohatchee.
All right, so it's a clean sweep for the Indians tonight over at Jack Stewart Field. Moody at Lincoln tonight. You know, Lincoln's got a chance to really do something just incredible here to upset Moody if they're looking past him at all. Eddie, Lincoln is a dangerous team. They're looking for that signature win, beating somebody they're not supposed to beat with their new coach, Brett Henderson. I don't know if it can happen tonight, but I'd put a little check mark by it.
Absolutely. One word, Moody.
I agree. Lincoln almost got their signature win here at Odenville last week, but I like Moody on the road.
Shasta, what do you think?
I have to agree with you guys. I really like the way Lincoln's been looking, but I got to go with Moody tonight.
All right, Jackson. Well, let's just me and you go ahead and say Moody as well. And
That's
we'll
fine
go
with me.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to Piedmont at Walter Welborn tonight. Eddie, we've seen some crazy things happen in this football game over the years.
Absolutely. Because you had on the hill, Jeff Smith Field on the hill, but I just think Piedmont got a little bit too much for them this year. I think Piedmont gets it done on the road.
Yeah, I was going to jump in. I was going to jump in real quick on you and tell you that I think that it won't be tonight it'll happen. I like Piedmont as well. James?
Yeah, same here, Piedmont.
Shasta?
Piedmont.
Definitely got to go with Piedmont.
All right. I think we into the anthem here, James?
Oh, no, it's some Dixieland Delight.
All right. Well, that's almost an anthem for around here. This is a huge football game right here. Pisgah and North Sand Mountain going at one another tonight. And I believe this is for first place in the region. It could create a three-way tie if Sand Mountain could pull out the win, but Pisgah's been awful strong this year, James.
Yeah, Pisgah's been great. North Sand Mountain, of course, coming off of a tough loss last week to Pleasant Valley. I like Pisgah on the road.
And I agree with James. I like Pisgah on the road. I think they just got a little bit too much experience for them.
Okay, Shasta.
I got to agree with the guys. Pisgah on the road.
Well, you're just going with us almost on every one of them tonight. Jackson?
I got to agree. I got to go with Pisgah.
All right, next up, Hanley at BT Washington. This is a region title game, I think, Coach.
It is a region title game, but James, Jim, I'm going to let ladies go first. Shasta, I'm going to defer to you.
You have been set up, young lady.
Oh, boy. I'm going to go with Watson.
You mean Washington?
Washington. I
made her nervous, James.
Hey, if I was picking this game, Eddie, I'd pick another name, too.
Jim, I made her nervous. You should have told me that.
Yeah, you did. All right, Coach, give me your thoughts.
Look, I think Hanley's playing pretty well. Booker T. Washington is playing well as well. That's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to go with the home team. I think Booker T. Washington may be able to do enough to get it done at home.
James, I think that's the only thing that makes a difference in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right down to the wire tonight, but I like BT Washington.
Yep. Shasta, all right, you and Jackson knock it off here real quick.
So it's going to be Washington then.
I'm actually going to pick Hanley over Watson.
There you go. Well done, young man. And what about this one, Coach Bullock? Wadley at Winterboro, the number one team in the state. Winterboro unbeaten. Everybody says they can give Wadley a game. What do you think?
I think they can give them a game, but I still think you got to beat that team. I think Wadley gets it done on the road.
Winterboro's been a storybook season so far, but Wadley just too much.
Yeah, every storybook has a last chapter, and Wadley is it tonight. Shasta?
Got to be Wadley tonight.
I got to go with Wadley as well.
Well, y'all playing it safe down there on the field. I like that. Fife at Geraldine, Coach. This is another big game. Fife has kind of quietly rolled up into the third place in the latest polls in Class 3A. Geraldine's in the top 10 as well. This is going to be a war tonight between the Bulldogs and the Red Devils.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a war, but some kind of way I just believe Geraldine might eke out a game at home, so I'm going with the home team.
I think I'm going to go with Coach as well and go with Geraldine against Fife.
Well, I'm not that brave. You just don't pick against Paul Benefield. I'm sorry. Jackson, what do you think?
I agree with you. Coach Benefield is a legend. I got to go with him tonight.
All right, Shasta, here's your chance.
It's going to be Geraldine.
Okay, Geraldine over 5, 3-2. That's the way this stuff's supposed to go. And that gets us to why we are here tonight over in Odenville for our second time this season, as the Jacksonville Golden Eagles and the St. Clair County Saints will play for the second place and a first-round home game coming up on November the 7th. Obviously, we don't pick games, we do. But, James, this one's got all the makings.
Everything that St. Clair County would want as far as how their schedule falls this year. And remember, Eddie, this is toward the back end for St. Clair County of that 5 out of 6 at home down the stretch of the regular season. So awfully big to have a game like this to determine a potential first-round home game right here on their home field.
Well, and that's why you want all the games. You want them at home. You know, if I had to play anywhere, I'd rather play at home. And they have the motivation, as I mentioned earlier. Lopsided loss last year, and one of the best records they had in a while. So they got the motivation.
While St. Clair County may have the talent edge, especially at the skill positions, don't forget we saw Jacksonville play toe-to-toe through one half of play against Moody very early in the season, and they've just gotten better really since then.
And that's what I mentioned earlier. Jacksonville, I guarantee you, Coach Sullivan is telling his guys, hey, compare the Moody game. We played Moody a lot tougher, and as I mentioned, that game is not – the score is not indicative of the game.
And, in fact, let's hear as far as the thoughts of both of our coaches, first with Coach Tyler Robinson on his scouting report when it comes to the Jacksonville Golden Eagles.
Jacksonville is one of those teams, man. You know, I've known Coach Sullivan for some years now. They are one of his prototypical teams. And what I mean by that is they are going to run it right at you offensively. They are going to be physical, and they are going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And if you don't match that, they will beat you. And, you know, they've proven that continuously throughout this year. And if you know Coach Sullivan at all, you look back at his teams at Boaz over the years, that's what you get. And, you know, he's just a fantastic coach, a guy I got a lot of respect for, and I'm proud to call him a friend as well. And so it's going to be fun. You know, they're going to be hard-nosed. They're going to be physical. And, you know, it'll be a good matchup. It'll be a lot of fun coaching against him and some of my friends like Brian Owens, the defense coordinator over there, and does a fantastic job. And it's just a fun cat-and-mouse game on Friday night. So it should make it a great atmosphere for playoff-type game in regular season.
A big thanks to Coach Tyler Robinson as we had him mic'd up for his thoughts for tonight's ball game. And now we are just about ready for the national anthem as we inch closer to kickoff. The red, white, and blue with the playing of our national anthem, courtesy of the St. Clair County High School Marching Band, and already the quartet of captains out on the field tonight for St. Clair County, and looks as if it is also a breast cancer awareness night here at St. Clair County for the Fighting Saints, as you have Travell Jones along with Josh Douthard, Brody Haynes, and, of course, quarterback Landon Smith as the quartet of captains for St. Clair County. And we're just waiting as far as the Jacksonville captains to make their way out onto the field. A big game tonight for both of these teams, as really most people did not expect these two teams on October 24th game at the beginning of the season for this game to determine a potential first-round home game, as we're coming close to our toss of the coin. And we'd like to congratulate and welcome a very new sponsor for us as far as our FNN family that's presenting our coin toss tonight. La Luna Mexican Grill recently opened in Pell City. In fact, they're located right off of I-20 on Highway 231. Located at 1700 Martin Street North. They're family-owned, offering authentic Mexican cuisine with roots from Jalisco and Veracruz. Their number at 205-814-4059. And they do want to mention, as far as our FNN supporters and viewers, that through the end of the season, they will be offering free cheese dip with any order of 2 entrees when you mention FNN. That sounds like an Eddie Bullock-approved deal right there.
Hey, I can go for that. Don't need it, but I'll take it.
the Jacksonville Golden Eagles captains about to make their way out onto the field as Mickey O'Pry is our head referee, the white hat for tonight. As here you see a good look at the 4 captains for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. So the first of those captains is Finn Jennings along the offensive line. And then also another lineman in Derek Hayes. And then the final 2 captains for tonight. You've got Xavier Moore, the other of those captains for tonight.
56, Jennings.
So a big opportunity for both of these teams to punch at least a home first-round game in the 5A playoffs in 2 weeks. Next week, Jacksonville at Anniston on Thursday. We'll have that for you here on FNN. And St. Clair County hosts Asheville next Friday night for their regular season finale. Both teams make their way out toward midfield as Mickey O'Pry meets the 2 teams. We're about ready for the coin toss, and we'll send it down to the field for Mickey O'Pry and our toss of the coin.
Guys, you guys have been as captains. You're a leader. And if I...
A little issue with Mickey's microphone, but...
I don't want to take care of it. I want you to take care of it. Let's have a lot of fun out here tonight. Play a real good, clean football game. You going to call a coin toss? All right, here we go. President Eisenhower. He said tails, right? Tails is a call for draw. Tails is a call. Is it equal? It is. You've won the toss. The top, and they have deferred. You're going to get the ball, right?
So there you hear Jackson.
Turn your back to the clock.
Jacksonville wins the toss, and they have decided to defer their option until the second half. So we'll see St. Clair County on offense to begin this ball game, Eddie. So before we get the kickoff started and a big game tonight, give us your keys for both of these teams.
Well, I think basically the team that's the most physical, I think St. Clair County is going to have to establish some physicality in the game because that's exactly what Jacksonville are going to do. And I also think that they're going to have to exploit Jacksonville's secondary. And I think that Jacksonville is going to have to play smart. They're going to have to keep down the penalties, and they're going to have to run the football because they're running against a team that's primarily a finesse team.
And then there you see some of our other keys. And really, like Eddie mentioned, as far as that running game for Jacksonville, that can help them keep that St. Clair County offense off the field as Jacksonville makes their way out on Mickey Venable Field. Jacksonville, an overachieving team so far this season in Jeremy Sullivan's first season at Jacksonville, while St. Clair County, they've made their presence known with a 7-1 record and an opportunity to maybe set themselves up for a potential lengthy stay in the 5A playoffs if they can come away with a victory tonight here at home. St. Clair County, one of the top offenses in Class 5A, including some of the top receivers in the entire state of Alabama, as they come in averaging just over 40 points per ball game. So St. Clair County will receive the opening kickoff. Fans starting to file in. Energy in the building here at Mickey Venable Field in an important game for both of these teams. Likely the winner of this ball game will host Carver of Birmingham in a couple of weeks for the first round of the 5A playoffs. While depending on if Briarwood wins tonight against Hayden, the loser of this ball game would likely have to go to Ramsey. Settle in. It's the FNN High School football game of the week from Odenville, Alabama. A huge, huge ball game in Class 5A Region 6. As we are set to get underway, Calvary Baptist Church, honoring God, reaching people, and building families. They present our kickoffs tonight. John Ducar meets Toe to Leather. A low line drive. Skips toward the 10-yard line, knocked down and taken there as Douthard bounces off a tackle and gets across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. St. Clair County will have Landon Smith Jr., the lefty, at quarterback, Randy Petway as the running back, and then we'll see the combo of Douthard, Jordan Thomas, Travell Jones, Tylen Nicholas, and Kendall Harris at the wideout spots. Along the line of scrimmage, Hudson Isbell, the center, to Sean Dillard at left tackle, Kareem Davis at left guard, Hunter Meadows at right guard, and Jaden Pratt at right tackle. We'll take a look at the Jacksonville defensive starters here in just a moment. First down and 10 to go. Smith looks over a four-man front. Up the middle, big running room as Petway, a chunk play shy of midfield. And that's our first iCare Alabama first down of the night.
Just straight inside zone read right there. No, he just
a lot of running room on the right side as quickly to the line of scrimmage is the Fighting Saint offense. A gain of 21 as Petway gets wrapped up this time for minimal yardage. That's a good job. Looks like P.J. Holloway that time, or check that, Bryce Allen, one of the primary leaders at linebacker at that rover spot, makes the tackle. So a gain, in fact, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, second and long. So Smith will look over in the rest of the offense to the near sideline for a play adjustment. Just underway in tonight's ball game. Smith, he'll drop to throw. Here's the throw to the near side. That's complete for the first down. And actually, the throw that time by Jayden Carden, the sophomore, as he finds Josh Douthard for a big gain into Jacksonville territory for a first down.
Just an excellent throw right there. That was a timing play right there. They're giving him 8 to 10 yards on the cushion, so you're probably going to see that a little more often.
Carden drops to throw, starts to break down, and now takes it himself. And a good play to get out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. A solid first down scramble for Carden, the sophomore. As right now, St. Clair County in business on their opening drive as they push the football from their own 27 all the way to the Jacksonville 31. Gain of 6 for Carden. Play fake on the RPO and a solid grab at the near sideline complete to Douthard as he's already made a couple of catches on this drive. And so that's close to and good enough for another iCare Alabama first down. St. Clair County on the move. 3-man front now for Jacksonville. Play fake and another quick out, and that's complete as it appears, Eddie, that Douthard and the receivers being given plenty of cushion on those short throws.
Absolutely. They're giving about 10 yards on the cushion, and, that's just a numbers game right there. And of course, Earl, I knew that's one of Jacksonville's weaknesses is the back end.
Gain of about 4. Carden wants to go toward the end zone and overthrows that. Incomplete. Let's take a look at the Jacksonville defense as Jack Dingler and Jeremiah Hawkins at defensive end and defensive tackle, respectively. Landon Goodwin at the nose guard spot with Quentin Atkins at a defensive end. You'll have basically a nickel set, especially with the amount of wide receivers that St. Clair County will utilize offensively.
Well, I think you got a 4-down territory right here now. The zone read or quarterback trap on the front side over there. If you look right there, you see a wide gap right there on the inside.
Line to reach the 17. Here's Petway. Lots of running room as he stood up just shy, in fact, maybe enough for that first down. Good play call that time, Andy, as Jacksonville expected pass, but instead Petway with a 6-yard first down run. Petway again on the call as not a lot of running room this time, maybe a yard or a yard and a half, as again Bryce Allen as well as Jeremiah Hawkins on the tackle. Rest of the Jacksonville defense, you'll see Allen and Cameron Tucker as the primary linebackers, and then the secondary combo of Carson Jenkins, Quay McNeil, Braden Lauderdale, Xavier Moore, and Trenton Jackson. So second down and long now coming up. drive has taken about 2.5 minutes for St. Clair County as they're looking to get on the board first.
Well, and it's a numbers game right there. They should run the football because they running a dime package on defense. So there it is right there.
Travell Jones right up the middle as he dances his way inside the 10-yard line. And that is close to an iCare Alabama first down. Also, a red zone opportunity for St. Clair County, courtesy of Lori Brasher, Realtor at Fields Gossett Realty. And our second looks tonight provided by Brooke Tollison Alpha Insurance Agency in Pell City. A first and goal upcoming. They'll spot the football about the 3-yard line.
Well, it's a numbers game, James. If you look on the inside,
here's
they got
Carden. Throws end zone, and that is dropped and incomplete with a flag on the play. Intended for Tylen Nicholas, the senior, so we'll take another look. Courtesy of Brooke Tollison Alpha Insurance Agency is that throw behind, but a little contact in the end zone from Xavier Moore.
And I'm a little surprised that Jacksonville still in
defense. Half the goal. Repeat, second down.
So there you hear the pass interference penalty from our head referee, Mickey O'Pry.
When they're still in a dime package right there, you got 6 DBs in the game. I mean, that's an automatic run.
Jordan Thomas now in the backfield. Carden awaits the snap. Gives it in nothing that time as great defense in support by Jacksonville as you had coming in Kamari Harmon on the play from the safety spot. And so that's going to set up a 3rd down and goal. 8 minutes, 20 seconds and counting here in the opening quarter. 3rd down and goal with plenty of time on the play clock. This drive started at the 27. Big opportunity for Jacksonville to try and bow up and keep St. Clair County out of the end zone. Thomas, the lone setback. Play clock at 2. Here's the give, and up the middle and in is Jordan Thomas for the first score of the night. From a couple of yards out, Thomas able to put the Saints on top. The opening drive of the ball game and exactly what St. Clair County wanted to do, Eddie.
Well, and if you look right here, James, you got a gap there and a gap in there. And it's a numbers game.
Now we'll take another look at this touchdown run from Jordan Thomas as Calvin Overton comes on for the PAT. Kick is on the way. That is up, and that is successful. Timeout with 7:55 to go in the opening quarter. St. Clair County 7 and Jacksonville nothing.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
A 73-yard scoring drive to open up the ball game for St. Clair County. As the Calvary Baptist Church kickoff upcoming. Overton set to meet toe with leather. Great kick that goes into and out of the end zone. So Jacksonville, they'll get started 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line as Kamari Harmon, the senior, leads the way at quarterback. He's progressed very nicely so far in his first and only season at quarterback. And then Jaden Jones and Quay McNeil we'll see at running back tonight. Wide receivers, Malik Coleman, Kelvin Hewley, as well as P.J. Holloway, Jack Cadle, and Bryce Allen, the tight ends. Along the offensive front, Ben Pridgeon, the experienced center, the senior. Damari Sigler at left guard, Derek Hayes at right guard, and then Holden Markham at right tackle and Finn Jennings at left tackle. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Two backs in the backfield as the quick throw and immediately met that time is Hewley by Josh Douthard. A hard hit, as they say. Must have had a lateral that time, so the ball was at least ruled still in play. As there you see on that second look from Brooke Tollison, Alpha Insurance Agency in Pell City. And alertly that time, P.J. Holloway able to get that loose ball and make sure that Jacksonville still had the football.
Well, I would have to see that, though. It looked awfully close to being, to me, it looked like a forward pass, so.
No, it's a hard hit by Josh Douthard as he diagnosed that little swing pass to perfection. But for Jacksonville, they were able to pick up positive yards.
That is called a decleater.
That is exactly that and more. Second down and long. Right up the middle goes Jones, and not a whole lot there. Advances the football to the 24, a gain of a couple. As St. Clair County, Justin Comer up front at defensive tackle. You'll also have Jordan Hawkins at defensive tackle. Mason Bowling and Ricky Payne are the defensive ends as third down awaits Jacksonville. They need to get to the 30 to keep their offense on the field. Third down and 6 let's see what Harmon does. 3 receivers out on the play. Harmon to throw. Wants to set up the jailbreak screen. That's complete to Holloway as he needed the 30, and he'll be well shy of that first down. Good pursuit that time on the outside by St. Clair County to force a 3 and out.
Absolutely. They were all over that play. I mean, they read it from the beginning.
Nothing doing on that pass completion to Holloway. In fact, literally no gain as that sets up a punting situation for Jacksonville. And looks as if John Ducar will handle the punting duties tonight also. Their regular punter out due to injury as Ducar bangs away. Caught by Douthard on a fair catch at the 39-yard line. So a first down in 10 on the way for St. Clair County, up 7-0. The winner will have a first-round home game in the 5A playoffs in 2 weeks. The winner will take on Carver out of Birmingham in a couple of weeks for the first round of the 5A playoffs. So all of the 4 teams that make it into the postseason from Region 6 in Class 5A will take on the teams from Region 5, basically around the Magic City. First down and 10. As Cardin getting the start. Now, we were not told as far as Landon's any sort of injury scenario for Landon Smith, but his backup, Jayden Carton, did very well in his opening drive as he throws to the near side, complete to Douthard for the first down. A lot of cushion provided by Lauderdale that time. An easy pitch and catch for the first down.
Well, it's an easy throw right there. And if you'll notice, they're down a 43 now. They got a 4-man front with 3 linebackers with and running a cover 2 behind it. So they changed already. If you count the front right there, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 right there on the front.
Quick give right up the middle to Randy Petway as he'll get about a yard or 2 as Bryce Allen comes up on the tackle. Already a solid offensive start for St. Clair County as Jacksonville has provided very little resistance so far defensively. 7 minutes played in the opening quarter. A bubble screen pass, a dangerous one that time, as that goes incomplete, intended for Travell Jones. Not sure, Eddie, it might have been that time Xavier Moore that read the play and almost came up with the interception.
Absolutely. He did the same thing that St. Clair County did earlier. He read the play.
Second down, or check that, third down and long.
Well, they're back in that dime package 9. That's ideal time to run. If you'll look, I'm going to point them out to you again. You got 1, 2, 3 guys right there, and then you got 1, 2 right there, and you got 6 defensive backs in there. So
3rd and 9 as the RPO pass is swatted away and incomplete. Lauderdale able to swat that away for the incompletion. And so 4th down, good response by the Jacksonville defense after giving up a first down on this drive. And, of course, the touchdown on the previous drive to come out with the defensive stop.
They did a great job. That's how you bounce back right there, They have to get a good return, and St. Clair County needs to look at flipping the field, getting them back down and putting pressure on them, keeping them past that 50-yard line.
Over 10 to punt. A little side-winding punt toward Allen. Allen fields at the 10. Sees running room. Bounces it to the far side. Still on his feet as he breaks a couple tackles across the 35. That's a great return by Bryce Allen that time as he gives Jacksonville some solid field position with 4:34 to go in the opening quarter. And don't forget, whether it's a bear market, a bull market, any type of market, FNN Bank, service, solutions, and strength, they know exactly what to do as far as your banking needs. Long-time partners of ours here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Jacksonville went 3 and out on their opening drive offensively as Kamari Harmon backed out. Jones the setback. Option pitch to Jones as not a lot of running room at the far side that time. Excellent tackle by Brody Haynes, the linebacker, to make the stop. Cameron Gaines and also Jordan Thomas, the other linebackers. And then the defensive backfield, Travell Jones, Dylan Philpott, the corners, and Kendall Harris, Tylen Nicholas, the safeties for St. Clair County.
St. Clair County is stacking the inside, and they daring to might run their speed on the outside. They want Jacksonville to throw the football.
2nd down and long, the type of scenario that Jeremy Sullivan does not want to see his team in consistently tonight. A broken play this time as Harmon able to make something out of nothing as it's almost breaking free into St. Clair County territory. As that looked disastrous from the start, but Kamari Harmon shows his poise to get the iCare Alabama first down.
Well, sometimes those are the hardest plays to defend, the busted plays.
We'll take another look at just some good improv on the Brooke Tollison Alpha Insurance Agency Appel City second look. As Harmon able to get his team to the St. Clair County 4-yard line. Here's the option keeper for Harmon as he'll fall forward across the 40 to the 38-yard line. It's something that's still stuck with me from the first time that we covered Jacksonville against Moody. Coach Jake Gaines mentioned as far as Coach Jeremy Sullivan, Eddie, one of those coaches, especially in his Boaz tenure, that his teams tend to overachieve regardless of the talent that they have.
Well, I mentioned earlier, Jacksonville plays extremely hard, so one thing about them, they're going to fight.
A 5-yard gain for Harmon. We're already under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Give to Jones up the middle as he's wrapped up about a couple of yards or so. Jordan Hawkins from his defensive line spot, the first to make contact on the tackle. So 3rd down coming up. And this is more the type of scenario that Jacksonville wants to be in. 3rd and short, that 3rd and 1 to about 5 range when they're out on the field. It's been a good drive so far after their defense was able to get their first stop of the night.
Well, their best play been running an option because St. Clair County is not taking care of the assignments they need to.
Keeper for Harmon as he's able to go forward and bang into the linebacker at that time in Brody Haynes, but another first down for Jacksonville. So a good, solid, sustained drive right now for the Golden Eagles as they remain on the field. The football inside, or at least right at, I should say, the St. Clair County 30. Already a 2-yard touchdown run for Jordan Thomas on the opening drive for St. Clair County here in the first quarter. 2 backs in the backfield. Here's the quick pitch. And nice recognition by Jones as he cuts it against the grain close to the 25. They'll spot it about the 26-yard line for a gain of 4. A big thanks for all of you for joining us, not only tonight, but all season long, as we'll close out the regular season next week. But don't forget, in 2 weeks we'll transition as far as game coverage to the NFHS network for postseason play. Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Second down, about 6, as Jones bounces it to the outside, breaks a tackle, he's into the clear, and he'll waltz into the end zone for the touchdown. But there are a couple of flags on the play.
Got a block in the back. He blocked him in the back.
So this would be a bummer for Jacksonville.
It is. You see the block in the back right here. Boom.
A nice run that time by Jaden Jones. But we'll hear from Mickey O'Pry.
And he may not have even needed that block.
White. During the run, illegal block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
So would have been a 26-yard touchdown run by Jaden Jones, who's been the workhorse running back for this Jacksonville squad this season. Golden Eagles coming off of an off week last week, and then a couple of weeks ago, their last game won 34-24 at Lincoln.
And I'll tell you something I love about that now. That's a spot foul. It used to be a spot foul. It was a penalty from the line of scrimmage.
So that's a net gain of 3. Pitch goes to the far side as good recognition defensively as the ball carrier Malik Coleman on that wide receiver sweep as he gains about a yard or so. Third down and short, though, so still a good scenario coming up for Jacksonville when we come on the other side of this break, because we are through 1 quarter of play here at St. Clair County as the Fighting Saints on the board first, but Jacksonville trying to tie it up. 7-0 in favor of St. Clair County here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
All right, Saints fans, cheerleaders, you're looking for the loudest fan in the stands.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Quarter in the books as St. Clair County was able to take their opening drive 73 yards, capped off by a Jordan Thomas 3-yard touchdown run. And there you see St. Clair County up 7-0, but Jacksonville, they have a big third and short coming up as they're trying to move the ball or at least plod their way into the end zone. And as we mentioned right before kickoff, Eddie, they're trying to keep this St. Clair County offense off the field.
Well, and they're doing a great job with their wide stuff, running plays to the outside, overloading sides, and, running their tosses, the sweeps, and running that option play, and ran a little bit of the veer. They're doing a great job at it because it's kind of hard to get that ball up through the middle with all that beef that St. Clair County has on the inside.
Third, and we'll call it a short 3. Line to reach for the first down right at the 20. Harmon and McNeil right beside him. Play clock down to 10. Jacksonville started around their 35 as McNeil dances in and not going to get the first down as good defense up front that time. Jordan Hawkins, along with a couple of its other teammates, including Justin Gomer, helped stop McNeil shy of the first down. And here comes John Ducar out onto the field for what would be a field goal attempt. So they'll mark the football right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for McNeil. So where the football will be kicked will be at the 30. So a 40-yard attempt for John Ducar on the hold of Bryce Allen. Just underway second quarter. Ball at the near hash mark. Little early movement, and that could be costly, Eddie, for St. Clair County.
Yeah, if it's encroachment, it's a first down.
Because it's 4th down and 3. And Jacksonville senses this penalty going to go on the Fighting Saints. And looking at Tyler Robinson and his coaching staff on the near sideline, I imagine they are not exactly thrilled at what just happened. Mickey O'Pry making sure his officials have it in order.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And indeed an offside, and that is just shooting yourself in the foot, Eddie, if you're St. Clair County. Doing exactly what they don't want to do, committing mental mistakes to allow Jacksonville to keep a potential touchdown drive alive.
Absolutely. You don't want to help them keep the drive alive. You want to make them attempt that.
Here's the give to Jones off the right side. Is he a good physical run that time as it takes a couple of St. Clair County Saints, including the linebacker in Brody Haynes and Josh Douthard in the defensive backfield to make the stop. Perry Funeral Home with our second quarter coverage.
Well, you had a bad snap right there, but I tell you what I'm noticing with St. Clair County. When they get a bad snap or something like that, they stopping and waiting to see what happens instead of going on carrying out their assignment.
Lori Brasher Realtor brings us our red zone trip for Jacksonville as the pitch goes to Jones around the left side as he's upended with a flag on the play. But I think Travell Jones came up with the stop that time. But Eddie already saying it's a hold. Mickey O'Pry about to make the official indication.
Okay.
As Jacksonville already making their way back.
Replay second down.
In fact, there you hear O'Pry.
During the run, holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
So second down upcoming as they'll move the football close to the 25-yard line. That is one benefit for Jacksonville with the leg and the strength and accuracy of that leg for John Ducar. They're already in scoring territory. About a couple minutes played here in the second quarter. Second down and long. Give or check that the play fake, and that's almost intercepted as you had a deflection and the defensive tackle Justin Gomer almost in position for the pick.
But again, you're going to see what I just mentioned a couple of plays ago. Is St. Clair County is sitting back waiting to see what happened. The ball is tipped, and it's like they're kind of waiting to see what happened instead of going on doing their assignment.
Third down upcoming. Line to reach for the first down is inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Jacksonville's drive started at their own 35. Man in motion is Harmon. Rolls, looks for the screen, nothing there as Harmon corralled in the backfield and he's going down. Ricky Payne, the defensive end, Brody Haynes, and others on the stop. St. Clair County supporters turning up the noise here at Mickey Venable Field as fourth and long, and looks as if a long field goal try coming up for John Ducar. They're going to try this one, Eddie, from 45 yards out. Bryce Allen again on the hold, this time the spot at the far hash mark.
Well, we're going to see if the high school guys are kicking like the NFL guys. They're doing something different.
Ducar's kick on the way, and it's off to the left. No good. It had the distance, Eddie, but just hooked to the left.
That's a great try. That's a great try.
So the penalty, the holding penalty, hurts Jacksonville. And then the Golden Eagles not able to at least help themselves when it came to giving John Ducar a little bit easier field goal try.
But they did let St. Clair County know we can run the football. We can drive it. So, you want to build them up because you still talk about a 7-0 game.
We'll hear from Shasta Jones here in a little bit about their star receiver, Josh Douthard, as Shasta was able to catch up to some of the players for both teams earlier this week. Looks as if we have at least a brief officials timeout on the field as they're now setting the football. Third possession of this Friday night for Jacksonville, or for St. Clair County, I beg your pardon, is Landon Smith into the ball game now at quarterback.
Well, now they're about a 7-yard cushion now, so Jacksonville has made an adjustment.
Here's Smith to throw. Under pressure as he's flushed out, and will have to just throw it away. Incomplete into the sideline. As let's go ahead and send it down to the field for Shasta Jones to hear more about Josh Douthard.
Thanks, James. I talked to Joshua this week, and he said it was always a dream of his to play high school football. Friday Night Lights. This year, he's seen improvement in his blocking, leading the team, telling players what they're supposed to do, and helping them build confidence within the game. He wants them to know they can do whatever they put their minds to. His goal is to have at least 1,000 yards plus by the end of this season, and if you want to know how Joshua preps for a game, he listens to some NBA Youngboy and Rodwave. Sending it back to you, James.
Very good, Shasta. As Josh Douthard already 3 catches tonight. Petway up the middle, tries to snake his way through the Jacksonville front line and gets a couple shy of the 25 at around the 24-yard line. As we're under 9 minutes to go until halftime with St. Clair County up by 7. St. Clair County scored on their opening drive of the ball game as Jordan Thomas rushed it in on 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Empty backfield for Landon Smith.
Well, if you look up top again, James, if you look at the receiver up here, he's got a 10-yard cushion from that line back there. That's a 10-yard cushion that he has, so that's an automatic throw.
We'll have a whistle and a timeout called for by Tyler Robinson. We'll take the timeout with him. 8:18 to go until halftime. St. Clair County 7 and Jacksonville nothing.
St. Clair County. Sponsored by Quincy Business School. Your number 1 business school in St. Clair County.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Out of the timeout, 8 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the first half as St. Clair County has a 7-0 advantage. James Hardy, Coach Eddie Bullock, along with Shasta Jones down on the sideline. Perry Funeral Home brings us our second quarter. Honoring life, designing your funeral, as well as funeral services, permanent memorialization, veteran services, and flowers and gifts provided to you by our folks from Perry Funeral Home in Center, Alabama. 8:18 to go until halftime. 3rd down on the way. A 3rd and medium as Smith back to throw. Rolls. Has some running room at the near side. He wants to run for the first down and taken down shy of the 30, where he's going to be shy by about a couple of yards of that first down marker. Very nice job by Jacksonville as they're able to at least get a stop on 3rd down, and it looks as if that St. Clair County hurrying up, and they want to try and maybe draw Jacksonville offside. Smith with an empty backfield. And I think that's exactly, Eddie, what St. Clair County wants to do to see if the Golden Eagles will come offside.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do a hard count, and he's trying to convince them to jump outside, but I'd be surprised if they...
Oh, they're going to do so as Smith gets the first down. That's a gamble that time, Eddie, but Landon Smith was able to get some solid running room and keep the drive alive on the iCare Alabama first down.
Hey, Riverboat Gambler, he shook him up, and he hard counted 3 times. The 4th time, it's a go.
That keeps St. Clair County's offense on the field.
Well, again, if you look, it's a numbers game right here. You got 1, 2, 3 guys, and that's an automatic run right there.
Quarterback keeper for Landon Smith lowers the shoulder at about the 40-yard line. Also, a big thanks to the Grub Mart that's provided season-long coverage for us here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Of course, that 99-cent bag of ice along with the Oleo donuts and the bucket of popcorn. Big thanks to the Grub Mart for sponsoring the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
You got the same situation right here.
Keeper for Smith Zigzags his way across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Under 6.5 to go until halftime on an absolutely pleasant evening. Temperatures at the beginning of the ball game in the low 60s should get to about 54, 55 degrees by the time we are done tonight here in Odenville.
And with this dime package, James, if you look, you get a seal here, nose guard down, and the guard up on the linebacker right there.
Travell Jones taken down, though, shy of the first down, is Bryce Allen very active from his linebacking spot on the stop. So that play may have lost a yard. And so another fourth down situation. And let's see what Tyler Robinson has in mind this time, Eddie. Does he decide to try and do what we saw last time, fourth down?
Well, I'm pretty sure if they spread them out of here, they're going to push.
Smith now goes under center. Right up the middle, needs just shy of the 45, and they are not going to get there. Jacksonville was ready for it as they dominated the line of scrimmage. As we'll take another look. The Brooke Tollison Alpha Insurance Agency in Pell City replay. And the offensive line at the point of attack, Eddie, for St. Clair County just got absolutely obliterated.
They popped up. All of them popped up too high. And when you pop up, you can't do anything like that.
So first down and 10 coming up. We'll also hear from Shasta here in a minute as far as Malik Coleman. But we'll get at least this first down play off for Jacksonville as they take over from the St. Clair County 44. Man in motion is Hewley. Jones the direct snap, and not a whole lot that time as he runs right into Brody Haynes. And let's hear about Malik Coleman from our Shasta Jones on the sideline.
6 Jones on the carry.
Malik said he has seen himself improve in his blocking this season. He has been taking the weight room more seriously this year and squatting 325 for the remainder of this season with playoffs in sight. He wants his team to come together, be connected, and stay as the brotherhood more. He wants to be able to lead the younger guys to do what they're supposed to do. And my favorite thing I found out about Malik, possibly yours and Bullock's as well, his secret to peppering before a game is eating a bag of Wild Berry Skittles.
That may have been a secret that time on that running back pass. A little trick play for Jacksonville. As there you see at least the throwback pass to Kamari Harmon on target just by Travell Jones for the big first down.
Well, the cornerback just went to sleep. You know, they normally run the wide receiver pitch off of that. And
Jaden Jones on that pass completion. And there you see the run gobbled up that time. As you had for St. Clair County up front.
6 Jones on the carry.
Mason Bowling that time from the defensive end spot on the tackle.
Stop. Brings up 2nd down and 12.
2nd and 12. A loss of a couple for Quay McNeil. McNeil the lone setback. 4 minutes to go until halftime. Jacksonville trying to tie it up as they have the football at the St. Clair County 25-yard line. Play clock down to 2. Here's the give. McNeil trying to bounce it off the left side as he tries to get out of a tackle but cannot, thanks to the effort of Travell Jones.
For McNeil on the carry. Ball down by number 1.
Jones with a great job of recognizing the play defensively and able to get just enough of that ankle to bring Quay McNeil down. 3rd down. Spot for the first down is just inside the 14-yard line. Football at the 25-yard line. Maybe just inside the 25. Harmon trying to battle the crowd noise. That's the play clock at 1. Play clock expires, and there's the flag in the defensive backfield. Kamari Harmon just did not recognize the play
Delay
clock.
Game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And that time the crowd may have had a little bit of a factor that time in Kamari Harmon not recognizing the play clock.
Absolutely, it's loud. He couldn't. He couldn't hear it once he made the check. He.
Third down and further back as they'll spot the football around the 30-yard line. So third down and we'll call it a long 16, maybe 17. In motion as Harmon drops, wants to go down the field, has a receiver open and incomplete as Quay McNeil had gotten behind the defense and couldn't haul it in.
Hit him in a bad place, James, right in his hand.
We'll take another look.
He was wide open. The defensive back tried to bump and run, and he just beat him.
Oh, that was a picture-perfect throw, Eddie.
Absolutely.
And Quay McNeil just couldn't bring that in. Keep that in the memory bank for later on if this comes down to the wire. Line to reach for the first down is at the 14. Harmon with the pressure coming, dumps it down and gets the completion as the line to reach the 14 for Jones. Or check that Hewley as he's shy by about 3 yards from the first down. So St. Clair County takes over on downs. Brooke Tollison, Alpha Insurance Agency, sends you that look of Kelvin Hewley, I beg your pardon, that gave it a good effort, but just about 3 yards shy of that first down.
Well, it did a great job. That's another great drive, to just come up empty, but you gotta keep fighting.
St. Clair County takes over first down and 10. Landon Smith, Randy Petway, and the rest of the St. Clair County offense back out on the field as an offensive lineman checks in late. Jacob Curry now into the ball game at right tackle. Petway on the carry and able to get close to the 20-yard line at the 19. And Eddie, despite some missed opportunities for Jacksonville offensively, as they've had the ball inside the 30 of St. Clair County 2 times now, I imagine Jeremy Sullivan on the road has to be pleased with his team's effort so far.
Absolutely. You tell them to keep fighting, because you look at the score. It's only 7-0. So, they still in the ball game. It's not like, they're getting blown out. It's just some miscues.
Shotgun snap as Petway, not a lot of running room as he'll get bottled up for next to nothing. Great pursuit and good push along the front 7 that time. That's a third down situation upcoming. Looks as if Trenton Jackson also came to help out from his secondary spot. Jack Dingler with some good push along the line of scrimmage at the defensive end spot to set up a third down and 7.
St. Clair County is not getting in and blocking from their perimeter guys, the receivers, and that's why they're unable to run the football, because most of the tackles are being made from guys coming from the outside.
Don't forget, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we've got a little pink as far as our scoreboard graphic for tonight as Smith wants to go down the field, and that's high and incomplete for Kendall Harris, the wide receiver. Good coverage along the near sideline that time by Kamari Harmon as basically a 3-and-out for Jacksonville defensively. And again, they're going to get great field position out of this exchange of punts, Eddie.
Absolutely. They're going to get, and they got a great man. Jacksonville has a great guy back returning points, too.
Bryce Allen to return the punt.
Absolutely.
As Calvin Overton set to punt.
Mr. Allen is pretty hard-nosed, so, I will kick it away from him.
Here comes the rush as Overton has some running room and gets the first down as what appeared to be an opportunity maybe to get a block punt, Eddie.
Absolutely.
As Overton recognized the rusher coming in alertly and was able to scramble for the first down.
Well, and that's not the rusher's fault. He should have had an outside linebacker containing that.
Excellent poise by Calvin Overton, the punter. One of the seniors on the roster. That's a huge play in this game for St. Clair County as they keep their drive alive. Just over a minute to go.
Absolutely, because if he get tackled,
Swing pass to Douthard complete as he turns on the Jets into the open field down the sideline as he gets by the D and into the end zone. Let's take a look at just the speed of Josh Douthard.
Absolutely. He turned on the afterburners there. I mean,
there was no stopping him. He's showing you why he is one of the top athletes in the entire state of Alabama.
Well, apparently it's coming back. I didn't see the flag.
Oh, they did throw a flag on the play. As Mickey O'Pry says, hold on, everybody, a hold on the play. But you just saw how exciting in an open field situation that Josh Douthard is. That's a break for Jacksonville as they're able to breathe a sigh of relief, at least for now, with 48 seconds to go until halftime. So what would have been a 68-yard scoring pass, instead, that brings the football back to the 30-yard line of St. Clair County.
Now the strategy is, James, to test that side again because those defensive backs, linebackers had to run just as hard, so in my coaching days, I will go right back at them again.
Nobody deep for Jacksonville as Smith tosses on the jailbreak screen complete to Travell Jones as he almost broke free and able to get the first iCare Alabama first down at the 40-yard line. One tackle was Travell Jones from going to the end zone himself. Also a big thanks to the Calhoun County Commission as they help provide coverage for our FNN game of the week as the swing pass to Jones caught, crosses the 40 and goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Well, James, St. Clair County got a tough break on that because the clock's supposed to stop on that first down till the games get the chains get set, and they actually started the clock back before the chains got set.
Still a couple of timeouts at the disposal of St. Clair County. And looks as if Tyler Robinson wants to take time here. And will do so. In fact, we'll take the timeout with him. 22 seconds until halftime. It's still St. Clair County 7 and Jacksonville nothing.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
22 seconds to go until halftime. A timeout on the field as St. Clair County has a 7-0 lead. As the only score so far tonight was a 3-yard touchdown run on 3rd and goal by Jordan Thomas on the opening drive for St. Clair County. Jacksonville has fought tooth and nail so far in the first half, but they had a couple of opportunities inside the 30-yard line, including what would have been a touchdown pass that was dropped in the far corner of the end zone by Quay McNeil.
Well, I think you're about to see a go route up top up there from the slot.
First down and 10 for St. Clair County from their own 42-yard line. Smith surveys the D. Plenty of time. Wants to go downfield and does so towards Smith, and that is intercepted. Excellent play by Xavier Moore, the cornerback, as he's able to go up and get the football and at least preserve a one-score advantage for St. Clair County.
Well, you're going to get a dead ball penalty afterwards for spiking the football.
So that'll move it back 15 yards, you would imagine, if that's the case. Flag thrown right at the near side in front of the St. Clair County sideline. Mickey O'Pry about to tell us.
Fence. After the play, we have a dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct on Jacksonville. 15 yards, first down.
I imagine they'll just take the knee here. And don't forget, Jacksonville will have the option. In fact, will take the kickoff and receive the kickoff to begin the second half. So imagine the Golden Eagles. We'll see what they do here. May try and run one more play with just 15 seconds left. Penalty moves the football inside the Golden Eagles' 20. Jacksonville trying to make it 2 in a row in the series as St. Clair County won the first 6 in the series prior to last year. Harmon looks over a 4-man front for St. Clair County. Gives it off the far side as Jones off of the left end across the 25 to about the 26-yard line, as that should be the final play of this opening half. And indeed, the final play of the first half, as St. Clair County scored first, but Jacksonville has battled in there to a 7-0 deficit here at halftime, as Jacksonville will receive the opening kickoff, and awaiting to hear from Coach Tyler Robinson prior to St. Clair County coming off the field into the halftime locker room. Jordan Thomas with the only score so far tonight for either team. Waiting to get our Shasta Jones in position. Now we do for Coach Tyler Robinson for St. Clair County.
Coach Robinson, your offense has done great this first half with Thomas with a touchdown, Douther just running like crazy, but the holding call at the end here, tell me what you're going to do the second half to remedy that.
Oh, honestly, that was just a silly mistake. We can't let that happen. Our score for going into halftime, make it 14-0. I'm very proud of our efforts, but, still been stalled way too many times on offense, and I'm so proud of our defense for stepping up and holding them to 0. So, and getting pinned back in our own spot and still just being a wall and not letting them in. So, very proud of that, and we got to come out and make sure we execute better overall second half.
And tell me about how proud you are on Overton making that great decision instead of going ahead and punting the ball away, getting that first down.
Well, I'd love to say it was by design, but I'm not going to say that. So just proud of it. Players make plays. That's it.
All right. Well, good luck in the second half.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. We're going to send it back to you, Hardy.
Well said there, Coach. Thank you very much, Shastas. We'll go ahead and take the timeout. We'll hear from the Jacksonville and St. Clair County marching bands, as well as Jackson New when it comes to our first half totals at halftime. It is St. Clair County 7 and Jacksonville 0.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Atala and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Second place on the line in Region 6 in Class 5A is St. Clair County on top 7-0 James Hardy with you, Eddie Bullock along with Shasta Jones, Jackson New, Jim Jacobs, and our FNN crew. As let's send it down to the field for our halftime report brought to you by the Calhoun County Commission that invites you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer as the Jacksonville Marching Band on the field here in Odenville.
School Golden Eagle Marching Band.
Between St. Clair County and Jacksonville, as Jordan Thomas with the only score of the night from 2 yards out on 3rd and goal in the very opening drive. But other than that, neither team has been able to score. As we'll take a look at some of our first half highlights. A quickly played first half, as we'll take a look at the very first and only score so far through the first 24 minutes. Jordan Thomas on 3rd and goal, right up the gut for 6. And then Jaden Jones rambled around left in, went into the end zone, and there you saw the penalty, the illegal blindside block that negated the touchdown. Some missed opportunities for Jacksonville in the first half. Here you see the reverse pass actually from Quay McNeil, as right on target to Kamari Harmon for the first down. That set up Jacksonville in great scoring territory, but they just weren't able to finish drives off. And this is one of those plays that Jacksonville would love to have back. A perfect pass toward Quay McNeil as the field goal no good. And then on a punting situation, Calvin Overton heads up to avoid the block and get the first down. As that leads us into halftime with St. Clair County up 7-0. We'll take the timeout. We'll also hear from the St. Clair County Marching Band and Jackson New with our first half totals as you're watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
It's game day, and from all of us at Bucks Island,
From the Loft Tackle Store.
From the team in service.
From the team in parts.
From the sales team.
The Bucks Island family, good luck and go get 'em, boys.
Treating our customers the way we want to be treated since 1948. BucksIsland.com or call 1-800-I'm-READY. Let our team help you win on the water.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Atala and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
A tradition of excellence in this Yellowhammer State. The FNN High School Football Game of the Week in its 15th season. James Hardy with you. As St. Clair County leads 7-0, the Calhoun County Commission brings us our halftime report. And joining us as far as our first half totals is Jackson New. And very much an interesting first half as Jacksonville has the score where they like it, but they missed some opportunities. As let's take a look at our first half totals.
Drop pass. I mean, perfect. You cannot throw a better pass than that. And dropped. And also for St. Clair County, to start off again, the backup was in. Number 15, Jakin Carden, looking more like Shane Carden in ECU back in the day. 4 completions, 45 yards. He was the one that led that touchdown drive that eventually led to Jordan Thomas punching it in from 1 yard out. I mean, Randy Petway, 7 carries, 31 yards. He's been phenomenal. And then Landon Smith came in for the rest of the game after those first 2 drives. 2 completions, 13 yards so far. He also has 5 carries for 18 yards. And also Calvin Overton on kind of like the punt breakdown a little bit. Block punt. He takes it himself for the first down. That was absolutely huge. And then Josh Dothard, 4 completions, 45 yards. He's been the main wide receiver for St. Clair County here so far.
Important drive coming up for Jacksonville as they'll have the football to start the second half. Anything else for us, Jackson?
I mean, Harmon's been phenomenal. I'd like to see him get more involved with his legs. I mean, 3 carries, 39 yards. Even on that breakdown, you've seen he broke off for a long, long gain there. Also, I mean, Kevin Hewley on the 1 completion, 20 yards. Hickory Dickory, we got some trickery right there on the wide receiver pass. Xavier Moore with the interception in the half as well. That was huge to build momentum going into the half. And so, also like going back to that dropped interception, there has been some many drives so far by Jacksonville where they could have put points up and just can't come away with them. And so they're going to have some opportunities in the second half, though, to put some points on the board.
Let's hear a little bit from the St. Clair County Marching Band as they perform here at halftime with St. Clair County on top 7-0. Seven to nothing in favor of the St. Clair County as Jacksonville out of the halftime locker room. We'll send it down to Shasta Jones with head coach Jeremy Sullivan.
Coach Sullivan, you had a touchdown get called back, a missed field goal, some penalties that didn't help. What's your offense got to do to turn this around?
We just got to execute a little better. Finish drives, get some points when we get down in the red zone. We got a few penalties that kept us out, and then we just made a few little mistakes. We're close. We just got to finish it.
Well, your defense was, they were great. They were able to stop St. Clair on a 4th down drive, interception that Moore made. What else have they got to do just to keep St. Clair out of the end zone?
They got to keep playing. St. Clair's great on offense. We just got to keep playing and keep having fun.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to send it back to you, James.
And there you heard it, Eddie, from Coach Sullivan. Just keep playing, keep hanging in there. That's what Jacksonville has pretty much done this entire season, and that's what they've done so far tonight.
Absolutely. They play extremely hard, and as I told you, it's only a 7-0 score, and Jacksonville get the ball coming out.
Keep in mind, St. Clair County has averaged almost 41 points per ball game. And on the flip side as well for St. Clair County, they've given up over 28 points per ball game, and they have shut out Jacksonville so far through 2 quarters.
Well, I mean, it never hurts to shut them out like that. But, Jacksonville, like I said, they play extremely hard. So, we necessarily count them out at this point, right?
Now, one thing we started to do this season is mic up our coaches during the week. And as far as Coach Sullivan, whom we just heard from as far as his thoughts on the second half, we also mic'd him up as far as his first-year quarterback, but a senior in Kamari Harmon. And we asked him as far as just the progress that he's made so far, Kamari Harmon, that is, over the course of the season.
Oh, we're getting closer. We ran for almost 700 yards the last 2 games. He works hard, done a really good job executing what we've asked him to as the years really hard in our offensive line. He's just got more comfortable back there. Quarterback we're getting there on defense. He does a really good job now of making decisions, and he understands what we're trying to do when we call the play, run game or pass game. And we put a lot of decisions on him in both of them, and still going to be some times when you can see his inexperience, but he has come a long way, and most of that's due to his hard work and dedication to getting better.
I tell you, Eddie, that's a difficult process, especially for a senior playing your first year at quarterback, but he's done a lot to help bring his team to a position to where if they can come back tonight, they'll be hosting a first-round playoff game in 2 weeks.
Well, one thing that you like about it is the fact that he's extremely coachable. I watch him out on the field, and he has good mannerisms. Seems like a great kid to coach.
Now, for the winner of this ball game, they will host a first-round Class 5A playoff game against Carver out of Birmingham in 2 weeks, and the loser would have to go on the road. Depending on how Briarwood's game against Hayden turns out, they would likely have to go on the road and face Ramsey in the first round in a couple of weeks. So this is a big, big second half coming up for both of these teams. Jacksonville had some missed opportunities, Eddie, in the first half. A missed field goal. Coy McNeil dropped a touchdown pass. Jayden Jones had a touchdown run that was called back on a penalty. So at least behind closed doors in the locker room, what do you think that Coach Sullivan told his team?
I guarantee you, James, he told them that, they played a pretty tough game. Despite some of the penalties that they got, if you're just hanging there and keep fighting, you give yourself an opportunity because you're talking about a one-possession, a one-score game.
And for St. Clair County, they were able to move the football to open up the ball game with Jayden Carton, the backup quarterback. But ever since then, they've had some issues trying to move the football consistently. What do you think Tyler Robinson told his team in the locker room?
That stop getting the penalties and stop, killing their own drives and stop helping Jacksonville drives. A couple of occasions they did that, but this game reminds me of the Moody game. Jacksonville is playing them tough, and the score is not indicative of how the game has went.
Now, for St. Clair County, they will kick the football because they received the football to open up the ball game. Jacksonville won the coin toss and decided to defer their option until the second half.
Well, you have to flip the field right here, James. You want to kick it and pin them back as deep as possible, and then from there, you just want to try to make sure that you get the ball back and punch it in the end zone.
Calvary Baptist Church, located on 77 Calvary Drive here in Odenville, brings you this Calvin Overton kickoff. Back to return is McNeil and Holloway. End over and kick as that goes into and out of the end zone for the touchback. Our third quarter underway here at St. Clair County High School. Actually, at least just a few miles away, a few minutes away from the campus of St. Clair County High School. Mickey Venable Field here in Odenville as our third quarter tonight on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Superior Pest Control. 800-762-5904, their number, Superior Pest Control, ALA.com, their website. As here's the play action. Harmon on the run and throws and has his receiver complete at the 35-yard line. And a big gainer on first down, as that was a tough throw to Jaden Jones for the first down, as we'll take another look.
First and 10, Jacksonville, on the 40-yard line.
That was a tough throw, Eddie, as Jones able to reel it in, and Harmon had to throw across his body but had just enough arm strength to get that completed.
Well, he's rolling, left-handed quarterback rolling to his right side, so he had to come back across his body, but that was just a completely blown coverage right there by the cornerback.
I-Care Alabama first down gain of 20. Here's the pitch back. Jones says he'll cut it up at the hash mark and get across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. That's a good start, though, for Jacksonville to get a little energy going offensively on that first play from the 20. And now they're almost to midfield. A touchdown and an extra point would tie up the ball game.
West, two great play calls right there. I mean, that's what you want to do.
Short gain, however, on that first down play, second and long. So you have Coleman to the near side. Hewley to the far side. Option play. Harmon slides down and took a pretty hard hit at the 44-yard line as the tackle made by Cameron Gaines, the linebacker.
Where they had it diagnosed right there. The linebacker takes the quarterback. Outside linebacker takes the pitch, man, and that's what you want on the speed option.
Guys, let me jump in here real quick and give you a couple of scores. Wadley and Winterboro, 28-7 at the half. It's all Wadley. And, of course, Wellborn and Piedmont, the Bulldogs on top of the Panthers, 29-0 at the half.
A couple of substitutions for the defense of St. Clair County as McNeil flanks to the near side. Play clock at 2. Harmon over the middle and complete inside the 40, and the helmet comes off, but held on to by Malik Coleman for a big third down reception, Eddie.
Great pass route right there. He got inside, and I think you had a mismatch from the beginning. They ran a back out to the flats, and the linebacker took the inside guy, which was the receiver, so it's an automatic mismatch.
Well, and there you saw on the second look from Brooke Tollison, Alpha Insurance Agency in Pell City, Coleman boxed out Brody Haynes, the linebacker. Football position now at the 36 of St. Clair County. It's Jacksonville trying to tie it up. Tight end comes in motion. McNeil dances his way and finds some room close to the 30-yard line. I think number 10, who's not on the roster, I think that's Jack Cadle, though. That's the tight end. It's worn a few different numbers, 41 as well as 17 this season. I believe Cadle, one of the captains earlier tonight, the tight end, number 10, as he comes off the field to the far side.
Hey, Coach, which one in our group picked Asheville tonight?
I don't remember. I know I did.
I think your partner up there on the left did, 26-6 at the half.
Oh, wow.
Cherokee County.
Okay.
Under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Option keeper for Harmon as he's wrapped up and crunched at the 30-yard line as the linebacker with the initial hit gains, and then Thomas on the back end able to pop him at the 30-yard line. So Kamari Harmon took a little jolt that time on the option, as this is still the opening drive of this third quarter for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is moving the football, at will right now. I think they got St. Clair County on the heel, so.
Third down, however, and about 6. Harmon stands in, tosses far side and high, intended for Hewley, incomplete. 4 down territory, though, around the 30-yard line or so. So looking at the down marker across the way. Football at the 30, and they need to get around the 26 or so.
So it look like it's about, 5 yards?
Yeah, about so. 4th down. Harmon wants to go down the field, one-on-one coverage, and that's intercepted. Travell Jones on the pick as he races toward the near sideline. He has a convoy of blockers and tripped up from behind as Kamari Harmon may have saved a touchdown. Because you look at that interception, Eddie, on this second look, great play by Jones.
Well, you're going to get a block in the back over here. I mean, unnecessarily block. Right there, you got a block in the back. And, I mean, he was ahead of the football, you know.
And then you look, Harmon, great hustle, or else Travell Jones might have still been running.
Coach Robinson jumped in and with both feet, man. I mean, it's hard to explain to high school guys that if you're behind the play, let it go.
After change of possession, blocking the back on the defense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal.
St. Clair County.
A big thanks to Superior Pest Control. Pest and rodent control, along with mosquito control programs, termite control, a free termite inspection, vapor barrier encapsulation, real estate inspection reports, and more. A big thanks to Superior Pest Control, in business since 1987.
Well, he's on a 3-3-5 right now defensively, so it made a few adjustments at halftime. But
ball inside the 10 as the quick pass to the far side. That's caught. And across the 10-yard line goes the receiver in Tyler Nicholas as he makes his first catch of the night. Gets about a 5-yard gain.
And, James, when you run against a 3-3-5, you have to do a lot of play action. You want to suck them linebackers down and throw behind them.
They'll spot the football at the 14-yard line. Drive started at the 9 as play action for Smith. Wants to go down the field, has a receiver, and Thomas complete at the 40 as he gets across midfield and finally taken down in Jacksonville territory by Xavier Moore. Jordan Thomas, who has the game's only touchdown, comes up with a chunk reception here. And there you see Thomas behind the D as he moves the football inside the 40 to about the Jacksonville 38-yard line. That's a gain of 48 yards on that pass completion. Douthard off the right side on the carry as he'll get pushed out of bounds that time. Carson Jenkins on the tackle. A modest gain that time for Douthard of a couple as it appears that a Jacksonville player, and that looks like Kamari Harmon has a cramp at least in the backfield at the 44-yard line. In fact, this is a pretty good opportunity as far as also a hearing when it comes to miking up our coaches. Let's hear from Coach Tyler Robinson when it comes to just the experience that playing closer in close ball games like last week against Lincoln and about a month ago against Leeds, how well that's prepared them for a game like tonight.
Man, you know, he's one of them that you don't matter how long you coach for, you remember that kid. And not just because, again, you mentioned a player, but as a person, he is just a great kid.
That's okay.
He's a hard worker. He loves going to work every day and practicing, and he has just gotten better and better every single day that he's been here. And, his skill set, athletically is God-given. There's no question about it. He's a great athlete. But, I've coached a lot of great athletes, and when the work ethic meets the athleticism, that's your best players. And he's one of those kids. He continues to get better. And, he's got a lot of offers, a lot of attention and things like that. But, he's a very humble young man. He's a great, great arsenal. He's a part of our great arsenal offensively. And, he does a great job for us defensively as well. So he's just an all-around player that you love to coach, love to be around every single day. And, I'm just, again, thankful he's only a junior. I get him for another one, too.
Well, that's a good point from Coach Robinson about Josh Douthert as far as just how special a player he is. Only a junior, but on that last play, a great job by Quentin Atkins of containing Landon Smith, and then Bryce Allen of finishing off the tackle.
Well, they had two posts right there. They had a skinny post and a deep post. I thought they was going to run the post go like they did last time.
3rd down and long. So the football at the 40. 3rd and about 12 as there's the swing pass to Douthert. He's corralled in the backfield as Trenton Jackson pushes him out of bounds for no gain that time. We're under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and Eddie, honestly, I'm not sure if we came into tonight expecting a 7-0 game this deep in the ball game, especially with a high-flying offense like St. Clair County has.
Absolutely. I didn't think it would be that low scoring, but I did think that it would be extremely physical, especially from Jacksonville's side, because they play so hard,
4th and long, football at the 40-yard line as St. Clair County needs to get to the 28 for the iCare Alabama first down.
I think you have to give them a play action right here because they're in that same – you got to pull those linebackers and safeties down.
4th down as Smith under pressure. He gets slammed down at the 48-yard line as Bryce Allen comes in on the sack.
And Allen has made that play a couple of times earlier, man. He's just a playmaker. He reads and realizes, that they're throwing something deep, so he comes off, does an X stunt up top, and he gets in and make a play.
And again, Jacksonville steps up defensively, and they create some fantastic field position for their offense. 1st down and 10 for the Golden Eagles from their own 46-yard line. Superior Pest Control brings us our 3rd quarter. Inside give to Jones, wrapped up and thrown down behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss for Jeremiah Hawkins, who also an excellent game up front for the Fighting Saints. That time able to break through defensively. A loss of 1, maybe 1.5. There's the nose of the football at the 45-yard line. Kamari Harmon, who is shaken up defense, actually had a cramp defensively. A-OK, back in the ball game at quarterback. Harmon, quick throw and complete to Coleman as he spins out of a tackle and goes out of bounds. In fact, wrapped up and spun out of bounds by the linebacker in Haynes for St. Clair County, the senior. Football advances to the 49 on the gain of 6. Less than 5 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 4. Line to reach the 45 to keep the drive alive.
And they got Douthert and bump and run last time. I think he made a mistake last time. So
Harmon flushed out. Fans want to hold, and Harmon goes down. Number 55, Justin Gomer on the sack.
Well, and I think it's partly because he's cramping. You can see him kind of stumble, but you can see he don't have that explosiveness right now.
He is just gutting it out so far as, there you see at least Harmon. They're going to carry him off the field. As you see, one of the offensive linemen and Damari Sigler and Malik Coleman carry him to the sideline. Some good teamwork that time as far as Malik Coleman and Damari Sigler showing that they care about their quarterback.
Absolutely. That's what you do. I mean, regardless of the circumstances, and it's still a 7-point game, a 1-score game. So, you want to keep that guy healthy.
Ducar back to punt. Just his 2nd time to punt tonight. Douthert and Travell Jones back to receive. Ducar booms this away as Jones fields at about the 23. Not a lot of running room there as Jacksonville, some good special teams coverage.
That's great coverage right there. I mean, a great punt right there, great hang time.
1st down and 10 for the St. Clair County Fighting Saints. The winner hosts the first round Class 5A playoff game in 2 weeks. Cherokee County taking on Asheville, not too far away from here in Odenville. And Asheville makes that short trip down Highway 411 next Friday to close out the regular season against St. Clair County. Jacksonville takes on Anniston and will be there for their regular season finale on Thursday for our next game with kickoff at 7 o'clock. And, of course, our Bama Shads countdown to kickoff at 6:30. Right up the middle goes Petway. Not a whole lot there, as it just seems, Eddie, that especially along the line of scrimmage, the Jacksonville defensive line just keeps getting better and better as the game progresses.
They are. They stuffing it up the middle right there. That should have been a zone read. I don't know, what he was reading right there, but it was clogged up in the middle. The St. Clair County line is playing high, too, so I think they need to, they starting from a 2-point stand, but I think they need to get a little bit lower to try to get some kind of push off that line.
Don't forget, also the FNN Coaches Show on Tuesday, and also on Friday we'll be up at Southside for the final game of the regular season, Pell City and Southside. Quick swing pass complete to Travell Jones. He's on the move, down the sideline, and goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The nearest tackler to him was Quay McNeil, as that's a big chunk play for a St. Clair County in an iCare Alabama first down.
But, James, I don't understand why he go out of bounds. He had about 4 or 5 extra more yards. You switch the ball to the outside hand.
I'm equally as bad at that as you are, Eddie, as to why Travell Jones just voluntarily went out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he had at least another 5 to 8 yards.
Yeah, Brooke Tollison Alpha Insurance Agency, Pell City, give us a great look as far as Travell Jones down the sideline going out of bounds. Douthard off the right side, motors off the far sideline, and on his way to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, St. Clair County.
That's just outside zone play right there, He wait for a kick-out block, and then he's going to turn on his speed.
A big touchdown and a huge insurance score for St. Clair County to put them up 2 scores as Calvin Overton comes on for the point after.
Well, and they needed that too, James, because Jacksonville is, they making them earn everything that they get.
Point after for Overton. And looked like a low snap as Jones scrambling and thrown down in the backfield. So the point after conversion, no good. We'll take the timeout. 2:56 left, third quarter. St. Clair County 13 and Jacksonville nothing.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
Josh Dothard with the touchdown run of 35 yards to extend the advantage for St. Clair County. Now up 13-0 with 2:56 left in the third quarter. Calvary Baptist Church with the kickoff. Calvin Overton, the end-over-end kick, goes into the end zone and triggers the touchback. So Jacksonville with the football, first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. St. Clair County survived a lot of outstanding field position that Jacksonville had, as St. Clair County was able to keep the Golden Eagles offense out of the end zone and keep them off the scoreboard. And now Jacksonville, with the pressure on them, needing to come up with a score to get back in this one.
Absolutely. They got to get some kind of points off of this drive right here. If they don't get points off of this drive, even though we got a quarter left, it's going to be pretty tough on them.
Jacksonville at 5-3 coming into tonight. Their losses to Moody, Alexandria, as the pitch to the near side and wrapped up and taken down around the 24-yard line is Jaden Jones. Moody as well as Corner and Alexandria, the three teams coming into tonight that have beaten Jacksonville, and then Moody also the lone team that has taken down St. Clair County. Both teams with at least signature wins so far this year against Leeds. For St. Clair County, a 2-overtime 50-49 thriller right here in Odenville to begin the month. And then about a month ago is when Jacksonville dismantled Leeds 30-7. Timeout on the field. We'll take the timeout with them. 2:36 to go, third quarter, and it's St. Clair County 13, Jacksonville nothing.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
St. Clair County, 2:36 in the third, plus 12 minutes of the fourth away from hosting a first-round playoff game in a couple of weeks, as these two teams tied for second in Class 5A Region 6 coming into tonight at 4-1 in region play. St. Clair County at 7-1 overall, and Jacksonville at 5-3 overall. The Jacksonville offense back out on the field. A second down, and we'll call it 6.
Well, St. Clair County.
Jones, the lone setback. Here's Holloway with the pop pass reception as he'll turn the sideline and breaks off one tackle and gets that iCare Alabama first down as Kendall Harris, the nearest player for St. Clair County, on the tackle. There you see a kind of a end around on a pop pass to P.J. Holloway as he's able to make the reception and turn the ball upfield for an iCare Alabama first down. So football across the 30-yard line around the 31. Jacksonville has battled and battled, but they've got to come through with points here. And so far they have failed to score on the road.
Well, I don't think they really expected Jacksonville to fake that.
Here's the pitch, and looks as if Holloway tripped up in the backfield, and finishing him off on the play is Jordan Hawkins. Check that, Kelvin Hewley, I beg your pardon, from that wide receiver spot, came on the sweep and didn't really have a lot of blocking support ahead of him. We'll take another look. That's some outstanding containment from the St. Clair County defensive front. Play clock at 20 seconds, and the game clock approaching the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Long distance situation for Harmon and the offense. Harmon, jailbreak screen by Hewley as he gets lit up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. As good job by Ricky Payne that time to put himself in position for the big hit.
Absolutely. He read that from the start, man. He went in, saw the quarterback pulling up, and Harmon kind of gave it away. And
you see some defense that time as we have, looks like an injury timeout, and gives us an opportunity to send it back down to the field for Shasta Jones, as she had a chance to catch up with one of the leaders on the defense for St. Clair County in Brody Haynes.
Yeah, thanks, James. I asked Brody, as a senior, what he has seen improvement in over his years of playing high school football. He said his mindset, especially since the first year. His goal in the next few weeks is to just win. Players following after him to remember that no matter where you come from or what you do, that if you put your mind to something, you can always achieve it. Sending it back up to the box.
Oh, you saw that big hit delivered on the part of Ricky Payne, as Kelvin Hewley still being attended to around the 30-yard line. In fact, let's step aside a brief injury timeout here with 1:35 to go in the third, and still St. Clair County 13 and Jacksonville nothing.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient.
Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At Eye Care Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Attala and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. Eye Care Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
What you always dread as far as a football game, especially when there's a lot of contact, and that is an injured player and a seriously injured player down on the football field, as they are still taking a look at Kelvin Hewley down on the field for Jacksonville, as Ricky Payne delivered a big pop on a jailbreak screen pass, as the stadium that has been electric all night. It has gone quiet so far here at Mickey Venable Field in Odenville. Let's have a little bit of movement as far as Kelvin Hewley is concerned, as the St. Clair County Fighting Saints players on the sideline have taken a knee, and now good to see Hewley come up and being taken off to the far sideline as we take a look at some of our highlights from earlier tonight. Travell Jones, a big play, as well as Jordan Thomas with a big pass reception early in this third quarter, able to create some field position for St. Clair County and a first down and 10. But constant pressure applied on Kamari Harmon, as so far St. Clair County has pitched a shutout on this Friday night. A big opportunity for one of these teams to earn a first-round playoff spot in Class 5A. A first-round home game in 2 weeks. Harmon steps up. He wants to run himself and slides down shy of the 40-yard line at about the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a smart play, too, because he's already cramping, so, you don't want to take an extra hit.
Now, it looks as if that Jacksonville thought about going for it on fourth down. Still close enough into the ball game, they'll just send the special teams unit out and punt the football. So John Ducar back out to punt. Jones and Douthard back to receive. Final minute of the third quarter. Ducar, that's his best punt of the night, as it sends both Jones and Douthard back, as Jones has to let that ball go inside the 10 and inside the 5. That is a great flip of the field position for Jacksonville, as St. Clair County backed up in the shadows of their own goalposts. That was a costly mistake by Travell Jones, as he misjudged how far that ball went over his head, and rolled about an extra 20 yards.
Well, now I absolutely don't know how he misjudged it, because those early 2 punts, he kind of cranked those out there as well. So surely you got to know he got a strong leg.
Our game of the week tonight, presented in this third quarter by Superior Pest Control. Almost 40 years in business. Your pest control needs are around our FNN coverage area. Could be the final play of the third quarter, as Jordan Thomas now in at running back. Landon Smith, other than the first couple of series, has gone the entire way. Give to Thomas as he finds some room up the middle and gets across the 5. Provides a little breathing room for the St. Clair County offense.
That was an awfully low snap right there, James. Quarterback did an excellent job snagging that football.
See if St. Clair County wants to get another snap off, as they don't necessarily have to get another snap off before this third quarter clock comes to a close. St. Clair County holds the 4 fingers up as they sense a victory and a first-round playoff game in sight. The final 12 minutes coming up as St. Clair County looking for win number 8, up 13-0 as we go to the fourth quarter.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
A quarter where in a lot of big games, a game just gets started. The final 12 minutes as St. Clair County backed up deep in their own territory, up 13-0. But Eddie, one more touchdown drive for them with the way their defense has been playing so far tonight might be the ball game.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, they playing extremely tough, and, you know, they bending, but they're not breaking. So I think if they score this time the way the defense playing, I agree with you. I think it's going to be hard for Jacksonville to make a comeback.
Well, you look, in talking with Tyler Robinson earlier this week, he mentioned that he expected Jacksonville to come right at them. And you look at the first three quarters so far, especially defensively, they have passed the test tonight.
Absolutely. They come, they Jacksonville had to make a slight adjustment and start trying to run it wide instead of running at him because, you know, he has his team responding to those inside runs.
Second down and about 3. Right up the middle. Thomas on the prior carry to close out the third quarter. And again, Thomas, but this time not a lot of yardage, maybe one. Third down and short. Coming up as David's Wrecker Service with 24-hour towing. David's Wrecker Service and Body Shop along with Rayborn's Automotive brings us our final quarter of play. Located in Jacksonville, Alabama, 256-435-7083, their number. Third and about a couple.
If I'm trying to get those couple of yards, James, is one guy I wouldn't run at.
There's Douthert in the backfield. Option look as Smith stood up in the backfield as Jacksonville ready for it that time as, again, Bryce Allen leads the way on the tackle.
I would not run that football in Allen's direction. I mean, he's filling his gap like he should.
We have seen Bryce Allen on a number of occasions. He knows where that football is, and when he smells the football, he's right there to make the play. And so that also means, in addition to getting a fourth down stop, or at least a third down stop, 3 and out, that means that Calvin Overton's going to have to punt in his own end zone.
I don't think he wants to fake this one again. I think he just wants to get it off.
Does get this off an end-over-end punt as Allen fields at the 42. Tiptoes around one defender, gets around a couple more, and goes forward across the 40 to the 38-yard line. So Jacksonville, maybe a little window of opportunity with that 3 and out. 10-16 to go in the football game. If they can get a touchdown, hey, still plenty of time. Anything could happen.
Absolutely.
So Kamari Harmon and the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, their window of opportunity to get the ball in the end zone. They've had 2 different tries in the first half with similar type of field position to where they did not cash in any points. They've got to find a way to get the ball into the end zone.
And they've been able to move the football, just not able to finish off a drive.
McNeil in motion. Jones on the call. Off the near side, accelerates and taken down inside the 30 of St. Clair County at the 27-yard line. So that's an iCare Alabama first down. Right now, as far as points in that piggy bank for Jacksonville, a little bit dry, but trying to get a little money in the bank courtesy at FNN Bank. Here's the carry. Jones, tough yards inside at around the 25-yard line. That's a tough between the tackles carry that time. As the tackle made by Justin Gomer. So a gain of 1. Second down and long. Harmon with a couple of backs in McNeil and Jones beside him. The St. Clair County faithful trying to will their team across the finish line at home tonight. Harmon with the play clock at 3. McNeil in motion, option play. As Harmon not going to go anywhere, going down, and a loose football as St. Clair County says they have it, and they do.
Well, Harmon just giving out of gas right there. He just couldn't make it. Once he saw the option right there, they didn't have good spacing.
Ricky Payne on the initial hit, and there's the fumble. And then the recovery for St. Clair County, and that is a back-break turnover for Jacksonville. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the football game, and that one stings if you're the Golden Eagle sideline, Eddie.
Absolutely, that one does. Hey, that take all the wind out your sail right there. I mean, you had great field position, was moving the football, and you needed to score right there. You know, you had just a little over 10 minutes when you got the football.
When it's been the offense that has carried St. Clair County through the season up until tonight, the defense has stepped up and played by far their best game of the season for the Fighting Saints. Quick pass over to the near side. Nicholas complete. Rounds the corner, lowers the shoulder, and goes out of bounds across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Tackle made by Xavier Moore. St. Clair County at this point still 9 minutes and change to go. But, hey, all they need to do is just take care of the football, keep moving the football, keep the football for that matter, and they'll get to the finish line with their 8th victory of the season, or their 9th victory of the season, I should say.
And you don't want to go out of bounds right here. You know, that was an opportunity for them to slide right there and stay in bounds to keep the clock moving, you know, and that's something you're going to need on down the line to win games. You're going to have to take advantage of every opportunity.
A playoff type of football game tonight between Jacksonville and St. Clair County, as we'll have a stoppage in play. Let's see if a flag on the play.
You got to delay a game.
The play clock had run down to 0, so that'll move the football back 5 yards. We'll hear in a moment as far as our final feature as far as our players for tonight from Shasta Jones when it comes to Carson Jenkins. But first off, however, a long yardage play for St. Clair County as it's a 1st and long. Trying to dance through the whole Douthert as he gets wrapped up and taken down in the backfield. You have big old number 75, Landon Goodwin, the 308-pound 8th grader that leads the way on the tackle.
Well, he didn't get that gap like he wanted to then. Jacksonville read that play extremely well.
I don't think I'd want Goodwin to try and take me down, man. Thankfully, we're up here and don't have to worry about that.
As much as he weighed, he could be in the 3rd grade. I wouldn't want him to take me down.
I'm sure you would have loved to have had him on your sideline not too long ago.
Absolutely.
Approaching 8 minutes to go in the football game as Douthert spun around and taken down as shooting the gap was Jeremiah Hawkins for the TFL. Nobody stopped Hawkins that time until he was able to wrap up and sling Josh Douthert to the ground.
Yeah, we've heard of untouched backs. He was an untouched defensive lineman. Nobody blocked him.
Line to reach at the first down is their own 47 for St. Clair County. They take their time getting the snap off. Smith winds up, steps up. Going to keep it and run as he's taken down on the horse collar as there comes the flag. I think when that arm touched around the shoulder pad on the back of the jersey, that drew the flag out from the near side.
Yeah, I think he got him, and he had a receiver on a deep post that was wide open.
We'll hear the penalty call.
There's no foul on the play for a face mask.
So no flag on the play. Wipe that off the board, and so another defensive stop for Jacksonville. 4th down coming up. 7:35 left in the football game as Bryce Allen retreats to receive the punt from Calvin Overton.
And I was about to say, James, if it was no flag, no foul on the play, he should have blown that clock back in the play. He just did, but it was
good protection. A great punt by Overton as Allen fields at the 27. Allen to the far side, turns the corner, turns on the speed with a flag behind the play as Allen takes the football across midfield, but I think this is going to come back. And looks as if we've got also a St. Clair County player that's down on the field. Looks like cramping, grabbing the back at the hamstring.
Well, I think he called a blindside block, Jane. He got high load.
So or at least the officials down on the field led by Mickey O'Pry will sort things out. Here comes the call.
You got the same thing? During the return, personal foul, blindside block on the return team. 15-yard penalty.
There's the blindside block, and in fact, let's send it back down to the field for Shasta Jones, who was able to talk with Carson Jenkins earlier this week for Jacksonville.
Thanks, James. Carson told me he has always dreamed of playing football since he was in kindergarten. He watched his older brother play, and that set the standard for him. When he found out he was going to be a Jacksonville Golden Eagle, he was extremely excited, ready to tackle what he had to do, and was thankful for the opportunity to be able to start. He's seen himself improve this season mentally, being more aware and paying more attention. He wants to get more picks, especially in the next 2 games. He gets prepped for every game by spending some time praying in the locker room and on the field, and he wants everyone to learn from him, to try hard, even in practice, just like it's a real game. Going to send it back up to you guys.
Well, there you see the injured St. Clair County player, and I imagine some 99-cent bags of ice from the Grub Mart might be applied to that lower portion of the body. Here coming up is taking a look at one of the special teams players for the Saints in Cooper Slayton, the sophomore.
Well, they're trying to take that play out of football, period, the blind side. You can go with the hands, or you can just shield, but they kind of gave him what we call a double-decker. He took one high, and he took one low, and especially when you're taking them from the blind side, I can guarantee you that's not a good feeling.
Also a big salute to the starting 5 of the Calhoun County Commission that you saw. Also proud partners of ours here on FNN. David's Wrecker Service, the 24-hour towing, brings you our 4th quarter. Harmon stops and throws down the field. Has a receiver and intercepted. Underthrown as Kendall Harris picks it off. Has some blockers and goes out of bounds inside the Jacksonville 30. As that was a good decision as far as finding the receiver, but the ball underthrown.
Absolutely. He had 2 of them wide open. I mean, they were just back there wide open, and he just underthrew them.
You had 2 receivers behind the play, but the ball underthrown and also enough air under it to allow Kendall Harris to come back and intercept the football.
I think it's just fatigue right now. I think Harmon going both ways, player safety and quarterback, and all the running. You know, he's carried the ball several times, and he's also cramping. I just think his body just wearing down. The fatigue is getting to him.
Less than 7 minutes to go. And St. Clair County trying to put this game away. Jones into the teeth of the Jacksonville defense, shy of the 25-yard line at about the 26-yard line. Touchdowns tonight by Josh Douthert as well as Jordan Thomas, both on the ground, as Landon Smith has not thrown a touchdown pass tonight. Also, the St. Clair County offense has not turned the ball over. 2 turnovers here in the fourth quarter for Jacksonville. As one of those, a fumble inside the St. Clair County 30, as the St. Clair County defense has stepped up their game tonight. Smith goes down the field, intended for Harris, as there's a flag on the play.
And James, I don't think that's a good route he ran because they got Levin in the box. I think he needs to run a post, just a straight post.
There you see the flag appears to be on Carson Jenkins, the cornerback. We'll hear in just a moment from Mickey O'Pry.
Pass interference, defense. Pass interference. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Moves the football into the red zone. So this is officially the first red zone appearance for either team in this second half. Red Zone's brought to you by Lori Brasher Realtor at Fields Gossett Realty. Your winning realtor friend, that's Lori Brasher.
James, if you look that area back there, the middle of the field is wide open.
Here's Smith down the field toward Dothard and just overthrown, incomplete. A near miss that time as Dothard had beaten his man for inside position.
I think if he run the post, James, he walk in the end zone.
So second down and 10. Football at the 13-yard line.
Now they just put a safety in the middle of the field, so now you run the slant.
Landon Smith with an empty backfield. Drops to throw. Wants to go to the end zone. Has Dothard for the touchdown. Easy pitch and catch as Dothard able to get behind the defense. And this game pretty much out of reach.
Well, they had a linebacker covering him outside. They swapped the cornerback, moved off of him, and too much speed.
We'll take another look.
If you see him right there, they change the positions right there. So when they run the seals a route, the linebacker ends up on him.
Just an easy catch that time in the back right corner of the end zone for Josh Dothard as Overton to try and finish off this possession with the PAT. Kick up, and that is successful. Timeout. 5:57 to go until the end of the ball game. 20-0 in favor of St. Clair County.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
A red zone touchdown pass from Landon Smith to Josh Dothard. As St. Clair County now up by 3 scores, the Calvary Baptist Church kickoff. Fielded by Holloway at the 1. Holloway tripped up, stays on his feet, gets hit hard, stood up and still fighting for yards as he finally gets stopped at the 21-yard line. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, and be sure to support our sponsors wherever you are. And when it comes to our FNN family of sponsors, Calvary Baptist Church with our kickoffs tonight, honoring God, reaching people, and building families. You can find them online at www.calvaryodenville.com. And, of course, when it comes to David's Wrecker Service, if you're ever in need of that 24-hour towing service, always good to have them in your back pocket, especially when leaving home from a high school football game. Kamari Harmon with an empty backfield. Tosses this one over the middle, and that is incomplete. intended for Quay McNeil as Kendall Harris makes the hit to knock the ball away. Jacksonville, they fought hard tonight, a lot like their game against Moody. A bit lower scoring, though, just not enough firepower to be able to match St. Clair County when it comes to the athletes on the field tonight.
Well, they done had, opportunities. They moved the football well, just hadn't been able to capitalize on drive.
And then you have to give a lot of credit tonight as well to the St. Clair County defense as they have come ready to play and have made the plays when they've needed to. 2 turnovers here in the fourth quarter for Jacksonville. Harmon under pressure as he'll dump it, and that's intercepted. Racing it back, Travell Jones. Give him 6. Touchdown, St. Clair County.
Well, he made a major mistake there. He was running right and tried to throw across his body in the middle of the field. That's an absolute no-no. You just can't do that.
It's party time here in Odenville as the Saints now up 26-0. A second look. Panic time from Harmon as Jones picked it off at the 29 and took it to the house from 29 yards out. Overton on the point after. Live kick is up, and it is good. 5:29 to go in the ball game. St. Clair County 27, Jacksonville nothing. Let's take this timeout on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Set for the kickoff. A big thanks to all of our sponsors, especially our first-time sponsors this season. Joining us for the very first time this evening for our opening coin toss. As we'll give credit to that here in a moment, but not before this Calvary Baptist Church kickoff that crosses the goal line for the touchback. Calvary Baptist Church of Odenville, their second time to join us as one of our sponsors on the FNN Game of the Week. La Luna Mexican Grill, their first time as far as being a part of our Game of the Week with our coin toss. They just opened in the last few weeks just off of I-20 on Highway 231 in front of the Walmart in Pell City. Family-owned. A family-owned restaurant offering authentic Mexican cuisine with roots from Jalisco and Veracruz. Our fourth quarter brought to you in part by David's Wrecker Service. David's Wrecker Service and Body Shop and Rayborn's Automotive. As here's the throw downfield, and a great catch going up for it was Coleman as he was able to come down with the ball just across the 40-yard line.
That's a great throw, great route right there.
Brooke Tollison, Alpha Insurance Agency of Pell City with that second look at Coleman going up high to make that catch. Gain of officially 20 yards. Malik Coleman, a senior 6'4" wide receiver as he flanks out now to the far side. Harmon tosses down the field and jump ball and knocked down and incomplete. Jordan Thomas on the pass breakup.
Well, he was throwing to Allen out there trying to make a play. And
just trying to make something happen. And could have been another interception as that stops the clock with just under 5 minutes to go in the football game. Next week, we'll also see Jacksonville on Thursday as they'll host Anniston for their senior night and final regular season game. And then we'll make the trip up to Etowah County for Southside and Pell City to conclude the regular seasons. There's our next Friday night telecast. 6:30 for our Bama Shads countdown to kickoff. Pell City trying to move up as far as the 6A totem pole. They have finished region play at 4-2 in 6A Region 6, taking on Central or Clay County Central for senior night tonight. Pass deflected and a flag coming up as they'll call the flag on Josh Douthard. And also don't forget Anniston and Jacksonville on Thursday. And as always, 6:30 airtime, 7 o'clock with kickoff. And, of course, our Bucks Island scoreboard show coming up at 10 o'clock after tonight's ball game. Scores, live look-ins, as well as interviews, standings, coaches, and a whole lot more. Here comes the mark-off on St. Clair County. A free eye care Alabama first down for the Jacksonville offense. Had a couple of huge missed opportunities in the first half, including a Quay McNeil touchdown that was dropped along the far side in the end zone.
One drop, one call back.
Was 7-0 at that point in favor of St. Clair County, as the Saints scored on their opening possession but did not score really until late in the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Harmon. Flushed out of the pocket as he's going to run. Scrambles and gets the first down. There you see Harmon shows his intensity and tenacity as he's able to get his team a first down. 4:37 to go until we reach the finish line.
And he showed great speed right there.
Short end of the stick for the scoreboard for Jacksonville tonight, but you look at the effort that's been shown tonight and throughout the season, Jacksonville has done already more than they were expected to do as far as Jeremy Sullivan's first season. Pressure on Harmon, and he'll be sandwiched and wrapped up and taken down.
Well, you got a bad snap. The center counter never got it back up to him, and Harmon ran up there and picked it up.
And then St. Clair County wasn't that long ago, Eddie. They were one of the worst programs in classes 4A and 5A, but Tyler Robinson has been able to turn things around in pretty quick order, as they're one of the top 10 teams and have been for pretty much the entire season in Class 5A. Harmon steps up and thrown down in the backfield. Sack made by Cameron Gaines, the linebacker, just a sophomore, as there's a flag after the play.
Well, you got a little extracurricular out there. I think Jacksonville didn't like the fact that they kind of dived on the quarterback after he was down. They're just trying to protect the quarterback, that's all. They kind of dived on Harmon when he was laying on the ground.
We'll hear from Mickey O'Pry.
Snap, first foul on the defense. First down.
So a first down off the penalty for Jacksonville. Yeah, looking up as far as some of St. Clair County's records prior to Tyler Robinson taking over. And prior to this year, their last postseason appearance came under our own Matt Glover, who was the head coach for a few seasons here in the mid-2010s. Their last postseason appearance in 2017, and the last time they won 10 games in a season. And also the one of just 3 times that they've won 10 games in a year. Pocket breaks down, and also going down is Kamari Harmon. Jordan Thomas on the sack. The St. Clair County fans about to celebrate here in 3 minutes and change. And you look at the 2022 and 2021 seasons, Eddie, both of those seasons a big fat goose egg in the win column. And they went from 2019 to 2022 with a grand total of 1 win.
That's a massive improvement.
One of the worst programs in the state of Alabama now trying to secure a first-round home game in the Class 5A playoffs as Harmon winds up and throws it down the field. And that's knocked away and incomplete with a flag behind the play.
Pass will be broken up by number 2, Harris. Penalty flag on the play.
You would think in the area of a hold as St. Clair County a couple of scores here in the fourth quarter. Lights out defense so far tonight for St. Clair County. It appears that Jacksonville, the recipient of the penalty. As obviously, St. Clair County will decline the penalty. Mr. O'Pride
61, yes.
Confirmed the penalty.
Play, holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. Turnover on downs, first down.
So on that fourth down pass incompletion, a first down coming up, as pretty much at this point, St. Clair County can just about run this clock down.
That's what you want to do, Jesse. You want to take it, do your couple conservative runs, get maybe 1, 2 first downs, but you don't want to get anybody hurt right here.
For both of these teams, they'll have one more dress rehearsal before they begin postseason play. Of course, we'll have Jacksonville hosting Anderson on Thursday. And then St. Clair County, they'll have a pretty interesting game at home next week against Asheville to close out the regular season. Asheville, another one of those much improved squads in this county. As Asheville also came on, at least had a lot of lean years over the last few years. Asheville will be a participant in the postseason in Class 4A Region 6. Give goes up the middle. We've seen a committee of running backs so far tonight. Randy Petway, the carry that time, the starting running back, gets maybe across the line of scrimmage.
Earlier, Coach Robinson was telling them to hold, but they turn over on down, so the clock hadn't even started running. So, they had to snap the football.
I'll tell you, Eddie, if you're Jeremy Sullivan, I know it's not going to turn out like they hoped it would tonight, but as far as what the foundation they're laying, I think the future is very bright for what's ahead for the Golden Eagles football program.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's just tough, man. Sometimes you go through it. I mean, you gotta you just got to keep fighting. That's what you want to teach them in this process, is to be able to keep fighting, maintain their poise, don't get no stupid penalties, and, just keep fighting.
Under 2 to go here in the final quarter. So third down and a short 8 along, 7 to go. They need just shy of the 49 to stay on the field offensively. Landon Smith and the rest of the Saints offense will let that play clock bleed down all the way to 0. And now a timeout. And looks as if a couple of flags came in. Let's see if they grant him the timeout, though.
Start offense. 5-yard penalty remains, third down.
When the flags came in, Tyler Robinson wanted to throw the hat down Steve Spurrier visor style, because someone on the offensive line got a little early head start.
Big number 65 right there. He kind of got a head start there.
Into the game, at Jaden Pratt starting at right tackle. So St. Clair County will improve to 8-1 as they'll have their final regular season game for senior night next week against Asheville. And Jacksonville will drop to 5-4 on the season. 4-2 in region play. They'll be the number 3 seed out of Class 5A Region 6. And St. Clair County, they will be the number 2 seed out of Region 6. And we'll have a timeout here. It's a third down and 11 as officials timeout on the field.
Well, I think the play clock never started. That's what they're doing. It was on 40 and it never started.
So let's see if they add more time to the game clock. It's the game clock down to 31 seconds. But it's academic at this point, just a matter of St. Clair County essentially just milking the clock away. St. Clair County, even though they have 27 on the board, they did get a pick 6 as far as 7 of those 27 from Travell Jones. As there's the penalty that goes on St. Clair County. Probably the worst, other than the Moody shutout, the shutout that Moody put up on them, probably the worst night offensively, or at least one of those worst nights of the season offensively for St. Clair County. But on a night when maybe their offense wasn't exactly clicking on all cylinders, their defense stepped up to the plate tonight.
Well, and that's what's so crazy about it because, it was two total different games. Moody County blew St. Clair out, and Jacksonville played them tough.
Dow third completion as he goes out of bounds. Stops the clock at 37 seconds left as they'll spot the football at the 45-yard line. So fourth down coming up. See if the St. Clair County offense stays out on the field for what you would expect, one more play.
Well, what I would do right here, James, I would just punt the football. I mean, you don't want any of your starters to get hurt. You just, kick the ball away. They're not going to beat you in 37 seconds, and get some young guys out and let them play their last 37 seconds.
Timeout on the field. We'll take this timeout with 37 seconds to go here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
At iCare Alabama, our goal is to meet the needs of every patient. Dr. Dwayne Mohan and Dr. Ryan Price always strive for excellent outcomes. We want each patient to get the best vision and medical care possible. At iCare Alabama, we utilize all the latest technological advances to ensure that you receive the best quality eye care. So call for an appointment at any of our 4 locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Roanoke, or Atala and see the difference. Most insurance is accepted. iCare Alabama. Efficient, effective eye care close to home.
.37 seconds left in tonight's ball game as the St. Clair County Saints will punt it away with Calvin Overton to boot it on fourth down. Jacksonville's special teams with the punt rush as nobody back to receive as that punt goes inside the 15 at around the 10-yard line. Best night of the season defensively for St. Clair County as their previous season low in points allowed was their 7 points allowed to Shelby County that we were here for on homecoming night to end September. A 42-7 St. Clair County win. They've had some great wins on the season themselves too. That 50-49 double overtime thriller to begin October. Also really what helped set the table for them, that 42-28 win in their second game of the season against two-time defending state champion Montgomery Catholic. So now St. Clair County, they'll prepare for their final regular season game next week against Asheville, and then in 2 weeks they'll take on Carver out of Birmingham here in Odenville for the first round of the 5A playoffs. Here's the snap. And off the right side, the left side, I beg your pardon, goes Jones as he'll fight forward close to the 20-yard line. Travell Jones on the stop, and that should be the final play that we see tonight. Much closer than the score indicated, but for St. Clair County, their athleticism and key plays defensively allows them to pull away and shut out Jacksonville by a score of 27-0 as St. Clair County clinches a home playoff spot and the number 2 seed out of Class 5A, Region 6. Hard-fought ball game for both teams. Jacksonville fought tooth and nail, but just ran out of gas in the second half.
Yeah, I think they just ran out of gas, and they still fought hard, which is their trademark, but, just didn't have enough in the gas tank.
We're waiting for Coach Tyler Robinson to join our Shasta Jones down on the field. Maybe see if we get some players from St. Clair County as the St. Clair County Saints improve to 8-1 on the season, as they'll have a chance next week to set a school record for wins in a single season. As they've also, or I beg your pardon, for what would be, I guess actually for their regular season would be a single season record, as they've won 10 games 3 times in total. But in 15, of course, in their 1993 state championship season. As the fans celebrate A big St. Clair County win. 7-0 at halftime as St. Clair County got a Jordan Thomas 2-yard touchdown run to begin the ball game on their first drive. No other scoring in that first half. Then let's go ahead and send it to Shasta Jones down on the field with our winning head coach.
Coach Robinson, how does this win feel for your team tonight?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, that wasn't the best offensive game we've had, but that was the most complete game we've had as a football team. And, what a time to break it out, and finishing second in the region. We're 8-1 now. I'm just so proud of these guys, man. I love them to death and just couldn't ask much more for them.
What does this mean for you going forward with the games coming up with playoffs?
It's huge. Obviously, we get to host the first round now and have a good Carver Birmingham team coming to town, and we're right exactly where we want to be. This is one of our main goals coming into the season was to host the first round playoffs, and we have accomplished that.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on this win tonight.
Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Douthard, oh, my goodness, you've had some incredible runs tonight. A touchdown that got called back, but then you came back this second half, a couple touchdowns on the board. No big deal. What did you come back mindset-wise this second half to make this happen?
Just to go win.
Well, what have you been working on that you actually saw take place on the field tonight that you are accomplished and are proud of yourself for doing?
Just to execute everything, my mindset to be different than everybody else on the field.
All right, well, congratulations on this win tonight, and good luck in the next couple games.
Man, appreciate you.
We're going to send it back to you, James.
Thank you, Shasta. I think Josh Douthard just ready to go celebrate with his teammates after a big win to close out region play. As your final score, St. Clair County 27 and Jacksonville nothing. We'll take this time out and wrap it up after this.
The Calhoun County Commission made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome to Calhoun County, Alabama, your natural attraction. We have invigorating outdoor activities, amazing cultural sites, mouth-watering food, and southern hospitality, all wrapped into one amazing vacation destination. Whether you're looking for a relaxing overnight getaway or for a one-of-a-kind escapade, Calhoun County boasts an incredible selection of outdoor recreational opportunities. Calhoun County is the natural attraction, centrally located between Atlanta and Birmingham, with plenty of fun and memories waiting to be made. Come to Calhoun County, Alabama, a natural attraction.
The Calhoun County Commission made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
St. Clair County pitches a shutout tonight, their best defensive performance by far of the season, a 27-0 win over Jacksonville. So we'll take a look at our highlights from tonight, and this is the opening score ball game as Jordan Thomas on 3rd and goal able to take it right in for the touchdown. And you see a lot on that first drive, Eddie. Really no resistance from Jacksonville to begin the ball game defensively.
Right, that first drive was just excellent. I mean, they just marched it right down the field like it was perfect play call.
And then that was one touchdown. That was called back. Another missed opportunity coming up here. Or at least, I beg your pardon, a great look on the throwback from Hewley as he was able to connect with Kamari Harmon for the first down. But we look at this pass here, a completion might have changed the whole complexion of the game, Eddie.
Well, and you're talking two separate drives now. They get one call back for blocking the back, and they get one call back because of not call back, but drop pass. So that's two scores they put up in the first half.
So that could have meant a totally different ball game as Kamari Harmon able to open up the second half with this pass completion for the first down. But Jacksonville just couldn't convert on the opportunities that were presented to them, especially in the first half tonight. Harmon with a pass over the middle, able to get the first down completion to Coleman. And then the interception by Travell Jones. This was in the third quarter, able to flip, or at least get St. Clair County the ball. There was a holding penalty after the interception. But pretty much from that point on, St. Clair County was able to assert their dominance defensively, as they were able to get the plays that they needed to offensively from Thomas, Douthert, and company. As Josh Douthert closed out the night with a couple of touchdowns.
Well, if you look at that play right there that just happened, he had the receiver behind the defensive back, the ball just on the throne.
And then a big play from Thomas early in the second half, as he was able to get the football down the field for the first down. And then pretty much Jacksonville, they had an opportunity in the fourth quarter to cut a 13-point deficit in half, but fumbled the football. And then St. Clair County, just a big fourth quarter to pretty much put this game away. There's Bryce Allen, a great night tonight, being disruptive in the backfield at his linebacker spot.
And he made some great plays offensively, too, and had a couple of good kick returns.
By the way, Allen, one of our FNN Players of the Week, along with Josh Douthert from earlier this season. That'll do it from Odenville, Alabama, as once again your final score 27-0 in favor of St. Clair County. Don't forget the FNN Game of the Week ×2 next week on Thursday and Friday. Anniston and Jacksonville on Thursday, and Pell City and Southside on Friday. So for all of our fine folks here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week that you see on your screen, so for Jackson News, Shasta Jones, Jim Jacobs, and Eddie Bullock, James Hardy wishing you a great Friday night and a good weekend coming up as you have been watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.